We all have a story, we all have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy.
Great to see you all. Hey, Sty Story Sunday. Pile in the house. Find a good seat. This is the one library that you don't have to be quiet in, because the librarian's not going to chew you out for being too noisy. Unless, of course, you're everything spicy. You know, I tell him to shut up all the time. But, yeah, I've got some great friends in the basement, of course, and I'm going to bring them right up. There's my Samantha.
Hey.
Hey, sweetie. Good to see you. Thanks for being here tonight.
Anytime.
Hey, and we got Dojo. Dojo. Yeah. Oh, there's the guy we tell to shut up once in a while. After what he pulled out in the chat today, yeah, he's pretty quiet, kind of humble at the moment.
I'm sorry, Kimberly. Will you ever forgive me?
I see folks are out there playing with the new emojis right away. That's good. I like seeing that. Who we got in here? We got Computer Chick. Yay! We got Blake Hurst. And we got Dojo. We got Everything Spicy. We got Samantha with Faith in the Fallen. Freeman James. Guardian of Evil. Jerry. Good to see you. Lady Reaper. Yes. Metal Music Maniac. Pause and Effect. Awesome. Oh, meant to be living RVing. That's awesome. let's see where I had somebody else. Oh, Carpy Chris popped in. Great to see you. Great to see you. Good crowd to start out with. Yeah. Hope you're all doing good tonight. Hi, Aiden there. Just came in. So, how's everybody's Sunday?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. For me.
We're missing
That's good.
someone.
Yes. And I've been trying to find her. I've been looking for her.
Yeah, me too.
Her. Sam's been looking for her. Um, the girl just wants to make this old man wonder. I'm not used to not being picked on by her, you know. The watching, trying to catch up the chat here. The Blake's off work. Oh, there you go.
Hey, Lady Reaper, stay in your place. Dojo's mine.
Hey, you two. That's don't you two get yourselves in trouble. Yeah. Harvey Chris went to KFC today. I haven't been in I have not had KFC for boy oh boy, it's been 3 years.
KFC, where do you live?
That's 3 years since I've had KFC. Computer Chick says any single guys are mine. Yeah. She knows Sty's willing to share, you know.
You get them, girl.
Yeah. There's a lot of Sty to go around. So
I've got to say, Car, because it's shut in the UK. I thought when you said I went to KFC,
oh, you went to KFC, but it was shut up. It was shut. I went to KFC, didn't get nothing. They weren't open.
I saw one on YouTube, bloke doing that to McDonald's. He pulls up to McDonald's, he gets out his car, goes to the door, he goes, he starts crying. He said, "It's shut." But it's just the way he did it. I think he did it on paper, acted it out the way.
Oh yeah.
You want his head and bottom?
I want his head and bottom half. Put the look at the window and drove off. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, here you go. You're sharing parts. I mean, come on.
She wants the bottom half of the head. I mean, what am I going to do with Dojo's chest and back? First, we have to start by shaving his back.
Here we go. See, you got something to do. Yep. Yeah, Guardian of Evil. Me too. I just love the outdoors. Hey, get her done, Granny.
Hey, Granny.
Hey, Phil, you wouldn't have her link, would you?
Granny? Sure do.
Could you send her an invite to
Sure
come up on the panel? And it doesn't mean she has to. It's just there in case she wants to.
Just in case.
She's more than welcome. You're laying outside. Holy smokes. This was another one of those days where it was supposed to be crappy weather, and I just stayed busy indoors. Then I looked out this afternoon, and I'm going, it's a beautiful day out there. I could have been out and about. Next 3 days, though, I'm gonna one of them 3. I'm gonna get out there somehow. Yeah. My youngest son called me today, and oh my God, 2.5 hours he had me on the phone.
A bit like my sister when she rings, it's 3 hours on the phone.
As long as you don't mind how I look, been working in the village. Granny, all these people I can't come up. I haven't done my hair. I haven't come up. I haven't put my face on. I can't come up. I'm doing it. Oh, get real.
I haven't
Come
done my toenails. We can't see your feet, love.
That's the I'll do my absolute best, Granny, to not pop you up full screen. And if Ann was in the room, she's going, "Oh no, Sty. Oh no, you're gonna have to pop her up there full screen." No, no, no.
Yeah, she would. She would.
She would, yeah. Yeah, computer chick, yeah. Serious, I have the most important part. Want to know what it is? His heart.
No.
His heart.
Oh,
That would be his torso.
His heart. Because he loves you right from the heart of his bottom. I mean, the bottom of his heart. Oops.
Oops.
Yeah, it's pretty early in the evening to be going down that road. What will Sty North if I give him $500? What? I'll have to leave the screen for a few minutes to clean the shit out of my pants. Yeah. Yeah, that would, no. There ain't nothing I would do in the studio that would ever come to that. Holy shit. That would be kind of like, okay, you got an open tab. You know,
yeah.
I did that in my younger days to a bar. I walked in and I laid down a bundle of hundreds, $1,000 on the bar, and I said, "Open me a tab." And they go, "We don't run tabs here." And I went to reach for that $1,000, and they said, "Well, not until now." And they grabbed it. Well, we don't run tabs here, except now we do. There she is.
Hey.
Hey. Good to see ya.
What's up, Granny?
Not much.
Good to
Cool
see
lighter tricks? No. Serious question. Are you a Packers fan? I was a extreme Packers fan. And now I'm not. Well, I'm not a football fan anymore. I just kind of worked away from the football and the that's a good question. I'll show you something. It's kind of like a little mini Sty story. I'll show it to you here in just a second.
Computer chick asked about what was going on. So while he's gone, I'll get it in there real quick. The ducks are doing great. But the eggs, all the eggs on the other hand, we had a very big disaster. The cat got onto the incubator. Now, remember, it's electronic. You have to push buttons a certain way to get things to change. Turn the heat up. So we got a bunch of cooked eggs with baby chicks in them.
Oh no!
Oh, I thought about sending you one, Phil.
There's a challenge for you.
Okay, for the Packer fans out there, and if you're wondering, well, Sty's saying he used to be a Packers fan, and I got proof I was. I got more proof, but it's all in the storage. But this one's always out in the open. Hitting the wrong buttons here.
Hey,
Aw.
that is cute.
That's my oldest grandson. We won the Super Bowl.
That is
That's the way it was in our living room.
Oh,
That was Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. Um, and my grandson, he managed to get, what is it? I think there's 17 signatures on a Packers Super Bowl hat. 17 signatures, including Favre. So I've got that in a display cube. That's in storage too. I need to get it here at the house. Yeah. His school, they went down to Green Bay and they went to Lambeau Field, and Favre and a bunch of the first line players were there. They signed hats for some of the kids, and my grandson said, "Oh, my grandpa needs a hat, and he needs Brett's signature on it." Yes, sir. So that was a pretty nice Christmas gift that kid gave me that year. Yeah. I see Nick Jones is in the house. The Roy and Becky's Travels, great to see ya. Killer Creations, hey. I hope I'm not missing too many folks here. Hey, Tim, Kirk Whipper Voyager Center, awesome to see you. Yeah, always a great bunch over here. Yeah, well, we got 26 in the house right now. That's not bad. And it's about time for that Sty Story, isn't it?
It is.
So we'll get that out of the way, and then we can talk about anything and everything. Taking a quick peek here. Oh, okay. So we'll do this. There we go. Got all my panelists off there to the side. Tonight's story. Simple title, Charlie and Leroy. And a couple of people had asked, who's Charlie and Leroy? Hi, Native Grammy. Well, I was just kind of reminiscing when this got put on my Sty Story list. And now, for some of you, the younger folks might not really know what I'm talking about. But for most of us, that everybody should understand for the most part, Charlie and Leroy were your classic town drunks. Now, hopefully you know what I mean by the town drunk. Back in my day, growing up, every town had a town drunk. Not just somebody that had an issue with alcoholism or, they were struggling or anything like that. It was the actual town drunk. That was their life. I mean, for so many years that they got that title, town drunk. When I was growing up, the town drunk was actually almost a revered figure in town. Your town wasn't complete without a good town drunk. Well, Charlie and Leroy, but our little town had three. There was Charlie, there was Leroy, and there was Irv. Now, Irv, I got Sty stories about Irv that are just hilarious. Now, Charlie and Leroy, they were brothers. And I'm amazed. Ann is not here tonight. Doggone it. Charlie and Leroy immigrated to the U.S. when they were just little boys from Norway. Their mother was pure Norwegian. She never learned any English. And but the boys, they learned pretty good English. They managed to make it through the 8th grade. And when I was probably about 8 to 10 years old, they were in their, I'd say, early 40s, this pair. And they were intoxicated all the time. I never saw either one of them sober. My father had seen them sober, and he said he's my father always said it's a shame because if those two boys could stay sober, he said they'd be so successful, but they don't want to be. And that was one of the issues with them is they actually enjoyed their lives. They liked their life. They lived in an old 1956 Buick that was parked in their mother's front yard. These two grown men. And they'd fight almost every night over who gets the front seat or who gets the back seat. Because they preferred the back seat because of the steering wheel. They kept hitting the steering wheel when they'd roll over. Well, these two old guys, what did they do around town? And how did they get by? How did they eat? How did they survive? They did odd little jobs, but their main money source was mowing grass and shoveling snow. That's what they did. And they'd get up before the sun was up, and they'd walk through town. Charlie would be pushing the lawnmower with the gas can on top of it. Well, Leroy took the lead. And they'd walk through our little town and they'd look at every yard and they'd find one that really needs mowing bad. And there they are knocking on your door at 6:30 in the morning. Would you like your lawn mowed? Well, they were so reasonable, people would, and you were lucky if they knocked on your door real early because you didn't want them, nobody would let them mow the grass after lunch. No. No, because there were times they'd wander off, they'd mow the neighbor's lawn. Well, they're mowing yours. They're just, come noon, yeah, they're at that point where they shouldn't be working anymore for the day. But those guys would make themselves $25-30 by lunchtime every day. Well, back in the 60s, that was a lot of money. So these boys were making good money, and they didn't drink cheap booze. They bought top shelf, but because they lived in the car, and because they were always looking to make just one more buck, we could never figure out why they needed to make money almost every single day with their lifestyle, because they'd buy their alcohol and then they'd go to our little town grocery store and they'd load up. They'd buy a loaf of bread and a bunch of, from the meat counter, they'd get sliced meats and cheese, and they'd make sandwiches. And then at night they'd have a hobo fire along the railroad tracks by our house, and they'd make each other a hamburger or something, or cook a steak on a stick. I mean, they were like hobos that didn't leave town, never left town. And these two old guys, when people from out of town would come into our town, they'd say, "Oh, that's disgusting. That's terrible. Look at those people, this and that." And sometimes they'd call the cops. Well, my dad was the chief of police. "Oh, you didn't say anything bad about these two boys." "Not around my dad." He says, "Those two boys haven't cost anybody a single dime. They've never damaged anything. They've never hurt anyone. And sure, they're not the prettiest to look at. I mean, they were pretty gruff looking, these two old boys. But they were non-consequential to people that didn't know them. They didn't get in your way. They didn't cause any kind of issues. And they took care of themselves. Nobody had to take care of them." And I remember when I was in my late teens that I had someone call me and said, "Charlie is pacing back and forth in front of your old house where you grew up and just babbling to himself." And I said, "Well, what's Leroy doing?" And they said, "He's not there." And I said, "Oh, no, that's impossible, because Charlie and Leroy, I mean, they should have been Siamese twins. If there was one, there was always the other. And I thought, what the heck? I'll drive down there and see what Charlie's doing. And I got down there and I asked him, I said, "Hey, Charlie, what are you doing?" And he says, "I can't get Leroy to wake up." And I said, "Oh no, oh no." I said, "Where is he?" I said, "Is he back at the car?" I said, "I can't believe that you're out here in this weather. It's in January." And he goes, "No, he's down by the tracks." Well, yeah. Leroy, they had sat down by the tracks to have their lunch for the day, and Leroy had passed away. He had a heart attack, they figured, and he passed away. And I told everybody, I said, "You can't have one without the other." I said, "Charlie, I don't think he'll last a week." And he didn't. He had passed away within 5 days of his brother. And they said that it was considered of natural causes. They just found him passed away in the back seat of their 56 Buick that had been sitting there since about 1965. And those two boys were gone, and it was amazing. You wouldn't have thought, because their mother had passed away, they actually inherited the home. They never moved into the house. They just still lived in their car. But I think it was just the hard winter took them. The hard winter took them. And my dad, what he used to do until my dad passed away in 1969, from 1965 to 1969, my dad would go up to those boys right about Christmas time, just before Christmas, and he'd go catch them at their car, and he'd say, "Come on, guys, get in the squad car." And they'd go, Why? And he says, "Well, you two shouldn't have tried robbing the grocery store." And they go, "Oh, really?" And he goes, yeah. You're going to have to do some time for that. You're going to have to do at least 3-4 months. Okay. They were just, okay. He had it all worked out with the district attorney. Everybody agreed. Even the county jail system agreed. That was the only thing back then to help someone like that, is to get them put in jail, because then they got 3 hots and a cot through all the severe weather. Otherwise, those guys would have never survived all those years. There weren't social service programs, and there weren't shelters and places for people to go. People like that back then, there was no help for them. There was nothing. There was nothing to help those folks out. And I'll tell you what. You know, it sounds like a sad story, but those two old boys, I never saw those two old boys without a smile on their faces. Every time as a kid, my parents trusted us kids to hang out with the town drunks, because they were good people. They drank, but they were good people. I mean, they wouldn't hurt a flea. And it's today, we just don't have our town drunk anymore. Back then, our towns looked at them as, no, that is part of our character. That's one of the colorful parts of our community. And those town drunks, they had a story. They had their own story. And they provided a service to the whole community. So the stigma that was always put on the town drunk always really stuck in my craw. And I wish they would have had the services and the opportunities that people that have drinking problems have today. It just wasn't there in the 1960s. That was a lifestyle that, for the most part, wasn't changeable, because nobody knew how. Nobody knew how to address it. And But I miss our two-town drunks. I miss them all the time. There you go. Charlie and Leroy. You got to meet Charlie and Leroy. Now, I've got a couple more Sty stories about these two characters that are a little less serious. They're a little more funny. Because they were, like I said, very colorful, these two. So we'll get to those stories some other day. Not today. Where's my button? My button. There it is. Ta-da!
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 That was cool. I like that.
Did you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do. Yeah, it was just to know that they were, what they did, and the way the town accepted them and everything that they were. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. I've seen the other side of that coin, where there's communities who were really cruel to folks like that in their community, and fortunately, the communities that I grew up in, nah. Our communities were a lot like our YouTube community. It kind of developed into a family, to the point where, well, that's my father. In fact, he was the first and last chief of police that town ever had, and when he passed away, the Minneapolis Star and Tribune paper on the front page puts on there, Porky, the father of Spring Park, passes away. And that's because he felt, as chief of police, he had to be every kid's dad, He had to be every kid in town's dad. Even if you had the best dad in town. My dad, if your dad's not available, he'll be your dad. And we don't have that sort of community anymore. We do on YouTube. We look out for each other all the time. But out in our own real world communities, you don't find many like that anymore.
Like where I lived, there used to be a town drunk. He passed away a few weeks ago. His funeral, which is not going to happen now, but they said there would have been over 200 people going to his funeral. That's how many people he knew.
Wow.
How many people knew him. He was always there. He was that bloke you saw every day.
See, now that was Charlie and Leroy too. Technically, when they passed away, both within the same week, they hadn't even buried Leroy yet when Charlie passed away. So they had both of them. And the community got together and they held a huge funeral. They had this huge procession, and they took them out to the ritziest cemetery we had in the area. The community got together and bought him 2 grave plots.
Yeah. That's what they've done here. Because he didn't have nowhere to live. He lived in doorways and people's houses. And they all got together. What they've done now, they put him on ice.
Yeah.
The community's paid to keep him on ice. So when all this lockdown's finished, they're going to have one big funeral for him.
Have a funeral for him.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing that with those 2 old boys, when I went to their funeral and I thought, these 2 old boys never had a clue that 250, 300 people are going to show up for their funeral. I mean, there were 2,000 people in our community, and they said about close to 25% of them showed up for their funerals. And it was huge. But they were the town drunks. I mean, when they walked in the store, the little old ladies, they go, whoa, 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 Charlie and Leroy must be in here. Smells like wet dog in here. Gotta be Charlie and Leroy. People that made little slight statements about them and that, but never right to their face, which I always, as I grew up and I saw how people were treating each other and that, and I thought, why didn't they treat Charlie and Leroy that way? Why did they not disrespect them? And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that literally Charlie and Leroy weren't a burden on anybody. They weren't a burden on anybody, and they were happy. I mean, those boys. That's all they did was smile. And Charlie could whistle like a bird. I mean, the most beautiful whistle you could hear. And those, when they're walking down the streets with their lawnmower, there's little Charlie was he was a good 8 inches shorter than his brother Leroy. And Charlie's following behind, whistling like a bird. He could whistle almost any tune you could mention to him. And they were fun to talk to because they had a real strong Norwegian accent. They could speak good English, but that accent was stuck there. I mean, it was just part of them. And yeah. Oh, and they'd tell us stories all the time. Some of those stories I can't tell because I couldn't even tell my parents because I would have been slapped in the face and had my mouth washed out with soap. Charlie and Leroy would say, "Hey, young man, boy, we got something to tell you today."
We live in a free world, do we?
We used to joke that that's how the kids in Spring Park learned how to swear. We all got together down in the little city park and met with Charlie and Leroy. Hey, kids, your new swear word today is shit. Go home and use that on your mom. See what happens. So I guess in a sense they weren't harmless. They were a little mischievous at times, and the amazing thing is those two tackled. It was so funny too because it was in the liquor store. They tackled a shoplifter in that liquor store that was trying to run from the owner, and those two were standing by the door. When the guy got to the door, the two of them tackled the guy to defend that liquor store owner's store, right? About 6 months after that, it was Leroy ended up with 14 stitches across his forehead because some guy hit him with a pipe. They were robbing that same liquor store, and Charlie and Leroy walked in on the robbery, and Leroy jumped the guy that was robbing the liquor store, and that guy whooped him with a pipe, and Leroy wouldn't let go. Charlie got the guy around the ankles and wouldn't let go, and my pop got there and arrested the guy, and the guy at the liquor store told them that they got 1 quart a week. They got 1 quart a week for 6 months for defending his store. So, yeah, quite. Life can be interesting. It can be so interesting. Hey, E-Waste Mike, good to see ya.
Hey, Mike.
Howdy.
Good to see you, Mike.
So what are you doing out in the shed, Granny?
I've been getting my junk organized. I had a lot more wire than what I thought.
A lot more wire?
Wire.
Huh.
Scrap wire. Junk.
When you said wire, I was wondering, was she talking about wire for like computers and stuff, or chicken wire?
No, electrical wire.
Ah.
So you're trying to wire the whole shed, or?
No, I'm stripping wire.
Oh, you're
Getting all the wire.
stripping it. Okay.
Ah.
Oh, isn't that fun?
Yep.
Yeah, we used to burn all the insulation off the wires back in the day. 55-gallon drums out in the backyard.
Yep.
Load them up with copper wire and burn all the insulation off of it, and then you pull it out and you beat it
Yep.
to knock all of the melted plastic and crap off of it.
I've done that back in the day too.
Whoa, boy, was that messy.
Mm-hmm.
The
Lively bunch day, aren't we?
Lively. I mean, for crying out loud. This is, I'm starting to think I should rename it to Mellow Monday or something. And
We ain't got our mum to keep us all going.
Not the same without Anne.
I'm just wore out. That's all.
yeah. We
A
haven't
lot of
got
them have more room in here, but it's not happening.
No.
I gotta give a shout out to all my channel members. There's the outdoor lovers, and right behind them are the campers. And
Many people like to camp.
See now, yeah, I'm an outdoor lover, but I prefer to camp. But then I tell you what, you talk about hikers. Oh my gosh, we got a bunch of hikers. That trail is crowded. You had all better be practicing social distancing. I mean,
Hey, Jack's grandma.
oh, Jack's grandma, hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Hey,
It's great.
That's
Yeah,
the-
I'm gonna this week try to get another video of some sort up for all the members. It's great to see you, Jack's grandma. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, I gotta get outside. What are you saying, Mike? Sam, don't get too close to Sty. You'll start growing a beard.
then he's bought one of Phil's mugs so we can piss in it.
Right. Hey, gee, thanks, Mike.
Oh,
I don't
that's
care what the hell you do with it after you get it. You piss it on all you
yeah, not a bad idea.
want. That's okay. I pissed in the one you got before you got it, Sty. So that's why that tea's got a little twang to it. I see it.
Not a lot of volume in that cup, though.
None of them have any volume to them.
Yeah.
See, they should have done that. They should offer it. They could make an extra $1 or so per mug,
Yeah. Make it an add-on.
right?
Because I like that on the bottom. Yep.
Well, you've done the sticker on it.
Yeah, stuck the sticker on the bottom.
Oh,
Yep.
It fits perfectly.
Yeah, sticker mule sticker just fits in there.
Hey, Miss Ladies Magnets.
What's up, miscellaneous magnets?
Strapping together. I'm on my second 55-gallon barrel, and it's almost full. There you go. Good thing we aren't in Chicago. We might be in jail for going to waterfalls or the beach. Yeah. My son and I were talking about cities. He's got a couple of friends, one that live in the cities, one in Chicago, one in St. Paul, Minnesota. I told him, I said, yeah, wouldn't you just love living there? And he said, yeah, I would have jumped out the window by now. He said, yeah. I'm afraid that's the way it would have been for me too, is I would not have been able to handle being stuck in the city. Here, it's within 10 minutes, I'm totally out of town. Nothing but open country, and in the backwoods.
Same
Only-
where I am. Walk out my house and 5 minutes up the road, I'm in the countryside.
And the one thing I like up here is having a national forest with that's over 1 million acres. It's a little tough for them to keep track of you once you're in there. Yeah. Is Granny wearing a cap?
Yeah, she's down there wearing a ball cap
Yep,
with
I've been working.
with her little pony sticking out the back. I thought I saw
No.
that the second she walked in. Little
Yep.
pony sticking out the back.
When I work, I wear a cap to keep my hair out my face.
Yep. My wife does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I always think it's kind of cute. Little pony sticking out the back. Don't see it often.
Yep.
What's up, JCT?
Hey, JCT.
Hey, JCT.
Yeah, that was. I never complained when I'd see the wife with the ball cap on and the hair out the back, because that meant, yep, she's willing to go camping. Let's go. Let's pack up quick before you change hats.
Oh yeah, gotta wear a hat when you go camping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Camping, kayaking, walking in the woods. You gotta have that hat on.
Yeah.
I got sick of buying hats. My little brother keeps stealing them.
You gotta start buying hats like Ann, and then he doesn't steal them unless he's that way. Is there?
Yeah. Like those hats on the edge,
Right, a little edgy.
a little edgy hat.
I like
Weekend hats.
that's what I like.
Like this guy. He likes his hats.
Certain hats. You're giving folks a bad impression. You're giving folks the impression that he's just a old redneck drunk.
Some days he is.
Only once a year.
Every now and then I come in here, he's got that hat on, and he's falling over. So I know he's been drinking.
Oh,
Fall down drunk. Yep.
yeah.
How else would he fall down on here all by himself?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I wish I had photos of some of the land that I could show you the housing developments that are sitting on it now.
I'll be back in a minute.
The warning.
Yeah.
Who would have thought with everything going on right now, we got a toilet paper shortage. Some things are hard to find at the grocery stores and places like that. Who would have ever thought we would have a TV shortage?
What?
Well,
Have you walked into a Walmart or a Myers yet and try to buy anything under a 50-inch screen TV?
Really?
They're pretty well wiped out.
Unless you want some big honking TV that's, over $1,000. If you want a modest, 43 to 50-inch smart TV, something in the, 350 to 250 range, they ain't got them.
They're wiped out.
Yep.
At our Walmart, when I went last time at the service counter where you pick up stuff, where you can order it and go pick it up,
Mhm.
there was at least 15 televisions on carts sitting there for pickup, for people to come pick up.
Mhm.
Yep. Electronics department's getting kind of wiped out.
Stimulus money.
Stimulus money, exactly. They're going and buying that one big item,
Yep.
I went to buy me a chainsaw. I've been waiting until payday to get me a chainsaw. I went to buy me a chainsaw. They're all gone. I can't find one anywhere.
Well, there you go. They're your big items.
Chainsaw. What is a big run on chainsaws?
Well,
A
it
lot
is.
a lot of storms in your area lately.
No.
Yeah, we had a chainsaw shortage down around the Twin Cities in Minnesota there. After we had half a dozen tornadoes go through in about a 3-week period, you couldn't find a chainsaw anywhere. And we had a tree service at the time. Oh my God, we had to put locks on everything because people were stealing chainsaws. Well, there were trees down in every stinking yard, but it was good for the tree service. We had chainsaws, but if you wanted one personally, you were going to find one.
I tried to get them to sell me a display because everything was there with it that came with it, and they wouldn't even talk about it. I was like, dang. I said, I don't want nothing off. I ain't worried about the warranties. I just need a chainsaw.
Right. I'm looking for a chainsaw.
I want something, a gas chainsaw, because I've got electric ones. Well, those kind of aggravating because you got to get the wood up there before you can cut it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's nothing worse than having to drag cords around. I had an awesome electric chainsaw. I took a half a dozen trees down that were about a foot across with that electric chainsaw. And if you keep the chain good and sharp, yeah, they work okay. But there's nothing like a good gas saw. But running water, my kid, he had 5 huge trees taken down in his yard last year. And I told him, I said, well, it's too bad I sold my chainsaw. Otherwise, I'd buck all that up. I get a phone call. Chainsaw's at the house. Go over to the house. They just delivered it. It's on the front porch. Went over to brand new Husqvarna and all the accessories. There were like 5 boxes worth of junk. And that's all I wanted was a chainsaw. I mean, I had the tools, I had everything you'd need. I didn't need anything but the saw, but he sent the whole damn works. Like, we'll make sure you're all set up. Then I went busted up my ankle, never got that wood finished. That's what I could be doing. If I can't be out in the woods, I could be over there cutting the rest of that wood up. My youngest boy is supposed to be splitting the wood I cut last year, though. I got to get over and see if he did that, because that's my camp wood for this year.
Mm-hmm.
He was feeling sorry for me. Oh, your neck. I don't want you to hurt your neck. I'll start splitting that wood. Yeah, you do that. Yeah.
You do that.
Well, Storm brought down a bunch of trees in the woods down there at my other property, and I want to get out there and cut them now and get them ready for this winter.
Uh-huh. Yeah, a chainsaw wielding grandma. Yeah.
That's scary.
Don't look now, but grandma's got a chainsaw. And he's cutting everything in town.
I got me a Husqvarna years ago chainsaw, and I went to replace the blade on it. I think it was last year or something on it. And I got this new funny look. The chain was funny on it, so I took it back, got another one, the exact same chain for my chain. It's got the wrong chain. I don't know what's going on, but every time I go back to the place, that's the only chain they got for it. And it's something weird about the chain where it doesn't fit quite right.
Huh. Is it because it is the chain's too long or too short?
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the teeth.
Getting in the groove and going in.
Yeah.
Going through the groove on the beaver tail. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that, Donald.
See, and that's it. Is if you get a bar chain set, you can get where it's the set, it's the bar and the matching chain, then your problem solved.
Yeah.
But when your old bar is still good, you hate the hell to have to buy a bar for it too.
Yeah, bars aren't expensive though.
Yeah.
It's easier than going out there and going this.
Oh, it's so much easier.
My shoulder doing that. Stupid shot.
Yeah. I kind of miss back out at the homestead out at camp. It was a lot of work, but every summer I'd put up 22 cord of firewood. And the problem was, there's 2 people that got the benefit out of that wood cutting.
Yeah.
They considered that they felt that they really helped out because they stacked the finished wood up against their cottages.
Yeah, well, my neighbors.
Well, what about going out in the woods and getting it? What about hauling it back? What about bucking it all into firewood and then hand splitting it all? Because we didn't have a power splitter. It was all hand split. Well, at least we're stacking it over at our cabin. I said, Jesus, I wish that's what it costs for me to heat my place. Yeah. I mean, that would be like somebody saying, well, I put in my part for the heat in my house. I turned the thermostat up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mother-in-law's place, she's got a wood burning stove down in the basement that's hooked up to the duct system in the house, and she's got propane. Well, my one brother-in-law goes over there. He's got all this wood that he got from a job site or whatever that he's had on his property. He goes over there with his trailer and he just dumps it in her driveway, right? There's some wood for you. That's all he does. So
Just
then everybody else is expected. Now, he ain't going to lift a finger. Now, everybody else is expected to go over there and put it up in the garage and everything else. It's just like.
Get it all stacked, yeah.
And we did, but it's still like, all right. Yeah. But it's happened for a while.
See, we got so many mills up here, and they mill a lot of hardwood. So you can get truckloads of, I mean, big truckloads, equal about 8 cord of slabs, big, thick slabs of oak. Wow. Some of the best firewood you can get your hands on. It's been sitting in their yard for over a year, and it's well air dried, and then you just buck it up. And while my mother and father-in-law, they always heated with wood. Well, then he had a major heart attack and he couldn't do nothing anymore. I mean, literally, it would have killed him. And he asked me to help him find a furnace for their place. And I said, well, you're all set up for wood. It's too bad that you can't just keep burning wood. He says, I just can't cut it and stack it anymore. I said, you can buy it, can't you? He goes, well, yeah. I said, then buy a truckload, get it dropped off at the back of the house, and we'll cut it up and stack it for you. I used that fatal word, we. I should have said, me will do that. Me will do that. Because when I looked at the rest of the family, I said, hey, let's help them old folks out. Well, I'm busy that day. I got this other thing. Nobody's available ever. And yeah.
Yeah, we had a few years back, we had the electrical company, sent tree trimmers out to our property because we had these trees right out back of our house and at the end of our property that were all amongst the power lines. So they were doing all of this. They were doing up and down in our area, and they come out here and they trimmed that all up and whatnot, and they left the bigger pieces of wood behind.
Yeah.
So one of the ice storm days or whatever, I'm home for whatever reason, and I'm out there with the chainsaw and whatnot, and they were out there. This is like a day or two after it happened, and the guy's like, "Hey," he said something about leaving the wood behind for me. I'm like, "Oh, great, I appreciate it." I said, "I don't use it." I said, "I'm cutting up for my mother-in-law." I says, "The least you could have done it was cut it into 18-inch pieces. They cut it into like 22 to 24-inch pieces."
Yep. Yeah.
So not where I could cut it in half.
Right. Because you end up with 2 little shorties.
You could put into this wood burning stove / furnace. Well, like 22 to 24-inch pieces. It's like, geez, oh Pete. So I'd have a piece 18 and then a piece 6. And a piece 18 and a piece 4.
Yep. End up with all these ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hey, Premier Hell.
Hey, Premier Hell, how you doing?
Hey, thank you. What a way to come flying into the house. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you. I'm waiting for my StreamYard to catch up. The StreamYard chat part is such a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
There it shows. There he is. Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you. It's good to see you. How are you, by the way? Yeah. Get over there and check out Premier Hell. His
I got the
channel,
link in
his
there.
channel is the Cat's Meow. That's yeah.
He's
I
pretty good
like.
at it too.
I always like cutting wood. You know, I love working with chainsaw. I loved working forestry. I loved working the tree service when I did the tree service, and just cutting firewood for myself. I just loved doing it, and it was damn good exercise. It was damn good exercise. The and I get a kick out of it how anal some folks that do firewood can get. Hey, Jason, good to see you, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Because some of these folks, it's like, well, you got to count how many times you touch that firewood, you know. From here, hell, he's doing it again. There he is. Oh, there he is. One up there. Oh, you're crazy, man. Crazy. But there's one guy, I was working with him, and I told him, I said, you are absolutely nuts. I said, you touch each piece of firewood about 8 times before it ever gets near a wood stove. You know, I said, you got to reduce the number of times you handle that wood. I mean, yeah, I mean, handle that wood until you go blind, for crying out loud. I had it rigged up pretty good when I had the Sty Shack. I could haul the wood in. I had a nice trailer I pulled behind the truck, and I could haul about almost a full cord in that trailer, haul it in, and I always cut it in 8-foot lengths. It's all 8-foot lengths come in. I had a nice sawbuck set up. I take the logs right out of the trailer, right on the sawbuck. Boom, 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 boom. Cut my pieces. Next piece. Boom, boom, boom. Until it's so full of wood around the sawbuck, can't move it. Now it's time to split. And when the splitting's done, that got put on carts and taken right to the piles, and then back to the trailer again. So handling the wood seemed to be, you actually touched the firewood the maximum 3 times. So
When I was younger, I probably told this story before, so but I am a grandpa now, so I'm allowed to tell a story more than once.
Forget the old fart.
Yeah, that's right. But when I was, in my early 20s, fresh out of the Marine Corps, my wife just married. My father-in-law was old hillbilly from the hills of North Carolina, but living here in Michigan. He took me out, there was a place where they had cleared some trees and whatnot, and they told him he could have all the wood out there he wanted. He just had to go out there. He'd go out there, he'd cut it up. We'd throw it in the back of his pickup truck. We'd take it back over to his place. We'd split it up and stack it. Yeah. And the guy was easily, 40 years older than I was. The old fart could outwork me like no one else, And especially when it came to the splitting. Me, I would swing that axe for everything I was worth, and I wouldn't hit it in the right spot. I wouldn't hit it in the same spot twice. And every now and then I'd wind up hitting that handle instead of hitting the blade on the thing. I hit that handle. And man,
that felt good.
And every time he picked that and this was a little axe, nothing with the weight, like the sledgehammer, extra weight on the back. No,
right. It wasn't a splitting mallet. It was just
he would just go through and he hit it in the right spot. He had the right technique. He didn't have to overwork himself, and he would just sit there and split it time and time. He'd go to stack some. I'd pick up the axe, and I'd do a third of what he could do in the same amount of time. It's like, son of a bitch, used to just piss me off that I just brute strength was not, going to get it done. So,
well, that was my partner out at camp. He a big boy, and he was, he's a cop. He looked chunky. Don't let him get his hands on you. He'll hurt you. And he would get so pissed off trying to split wood. and he'd get the axe jammed up in a piece of wood because he'd land the blade right over a knot. So he'd get it just wedged in there, and he's beating on it, and I mean, he would cuss for 2 hours straight. Is all I told him. I said, man, if cussing split wood, we'd be done by now. And and he'd do that too. All of a sudden, I realized I'm not hearing him chopping anymore. I turn and look, and he's standing there with hand on his hip, staring at me. And I go, what? And he goes, I'm trying to figure out how in the hell you're doing that. I said, it's not that difficult once you learn the characteristics of different types of wood. Some woods you got to hit just in a certain way. Other woods you can hit it anywhere, it's going to split. And it's all bullshit. He says none of it splits good. Well, okay. And he was one too. He couldn't hit the same spot twice ever. Hey, Sexy Matt. Hello.
Yeah, that was me. I'd have that axe stuck in that piece of wood. I go to pull it out and it wouldn't pull out. I try to wiggle it back. Next thing I know, you got the axe and that piece of wood on the ground, and you're trying to get the axe out of the damn. So damn frustrating.
Or they sit there and they get the axe head. The first swing, it's stuck. So they're going pound, pound, pound with the piece of wood, trying to drive the axe down through it.
That don't work.
I had a 2.5 pound hand sledge that I had on a tether that hung from my belt. And once in a while I'd get a bad swing and the axe head would jam up. Quick clip on that hammer. 2 taps on the head of the axe, split, hammer goes back on the belt. Yeah, see, you can overwork wood like that. You can just end up putting way too much effort into it. And the whole idea is to get it done without killing yourself. And splitting wood is, personally, splitting wood is one of the most dangerous wood handling things that you can do. It is dangerous, man. If you're not staying on top of the game and you have that axe come out of control and hit yourself in the foot or hit yourself in the shin. I seen a guy embed his axe right in the shin bone. Oh. He let go of the axe and the axe was part of his leg.
Oh.
Ouch.
And all I walked over to him and I go, "You're stupid," and pulled the axe out of his leg. He goes, "Why did you do that?" And I said, "You want to spend the rest of your life with an axe stuck in your leg, you dope? Why do you think I did it? It don't
me
belong."
like I'm thinking about it.
And that was because he was already traumatized and freaking out. That's the best time to get that axe head out of his leg is just right now. Yank it out of there. Because he's not going to get any more traumatized than he has himself already. and it was, right in the front of the shin, so that it's not as if he would have cut an artery or anything. So, I didn't have to get that, because if he would have had to sit there with that axe in his leg until an ambulance got there, that would have been hell to pay for. Yeah. This way, at least, I was able to bandage it, throw him in the truck, and take him to the emergency room for stitches. But I ain't got you, gun. No, I've seen people wielding axes around, and I just like, whoa, let me get the hell way out of your way.
Yeah.
That's what people do around me.
People standing downrange from you, you're splitting in this direction, and they're standing 20 feet away from you watching, and I'll stop and I'll go, "Would you get the hell out of there?" "Well, you're not going to hit me. I'm 20 feet away from you." The head flies off this handle. Guess what? It's going to stick in your forehead.
Yep.
That's downrange, just like at a gun range. You don't go anywhere in front of the person swinging the axe. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I've seen axe heads fly off of handles and go thump, 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 thump through the woods. Yeah, don't do that. And guys with chainsaws too. It's like, get your finger off the trigger when you're swinging that around. Ugh.
And you don't stand in front of a chainsaw because that chain can break and come flying off.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just like chainsaws, axes. They're just like loaded guns. Don't get in front of them. Gosh almighty. Yep. And if they're used properly, oh my gosh, you can get a lot of work done.
Well, that's why I was replacing the chain on my chainsaws, because when I first got it, I wasn't very good with a chainsaw.
Uh-huh.
I'm just, I'll be honest with you. I was a lot of a city boy, or someone who didn't, we didn't grow up doing that in my area when I grew up in the suburbs and whatnot. So yeah, I had issues with that chainsaw, and I wouldn't have it tight right. I wasn't good with the whole tightening thing, or I'd have it too tight, and I'd throw that chain, and it hit that little piece of metal sticking out that's like a chain. I don't know what the hell you call that thing on there, but that you would nick up the inside of those teeth, and that's why I need to replace it. It's because the inside of those teeth some of them are gnarled up, So
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is when I had the tree service, we used to have twice a month I'd have a little. It was kind of like a day camp workshop for all the local people. We'd run it in the newspaper and put an ad up there. Come on out to our shed, and Sty will teach you how to maintain your chainsaw. And it was a 2-hour course, and they come out there, they learn how to maintain their chainsaw, how to sharpen their chainsaws, how to maintain them, how to keep them in good running shape. And I had a guy say, well, that yeah, using a sled and widgets, yeah, the fun. but I had people ask, well, like your saws for the tree service, how long does a chain last? I said, we're cutting wood all year, 52 weeks a year. We're cutting wood with every saw we've got in the shop here. And if that chain doesn't last a year, I'm pissed. And it's probably because it's just got a defect. The chain's got a defect. And because the teeth on a chainsaw, they should last. You should be able to cut. Oh God, I can get almost 400 cord out of a chain, but you got to take care of it. And people don't look at the wood they're cutting. It's been laying on the ground for a year or two, and they pick it up, and what's stuck to the bottom? Dirt.
Yep.
The whole damn log's got a strip of dirt on it. So what do? They run their chainsaw through that log and that dirt. You're just trashing your chain. Take an axe, go along it, and just cut that dirt off of it. Scrape it off with the bit of the axe. Just scrape all the dirt off. Now you got a clean log. Now saw it. And don't get on a log that's laying on the ground and go, and then start dipping the tip of your saw down into the yard. Yeah, I watch guys do that so often. No, you cut about half to 2/3 of the way through, roll your log over, finish your cut. Keep your chainsaw away from the ground. Phil's looking around. What are you looking for, Phil?
Oh, I'm just looking around.
Just looking around. Hey, I did it too.
I think I may have done that a time or two.
When I was first learning, oh yeah, my granddad would give me a good box of the ears. It was, what the hell are you doing? You're gonna ruin that saw. I don't know. I thought I was doing good. Yeah. And then you get these guys that, they go out and they buy all of these fancy attachments for sharpening their chains. I got to have it at X number of degrees this way, and it's got to be such a pitch and got to be perfect. And I got to do 10 strokes on this side, then I got to do 10 strokes from the other side. I've never used one of those tools. Once you learn what degree you got to have that tooth file, that you should be able to just grab the file, give it a few swipes, and she's sharp as a razor again. No other tool needed than that file. Doesn't take long to learn to do it if somebody can teach you to do it. When you're learning on your own, that's where those little attachments and tools come in handy.
Yeah, they make a nice little chainsaw tooth sharpening thing that goes on your Dremel.
Oh yeah, that eats up your chain quick. Yeah.
Oh, does it?
It gives you a good sharp tooth, but it eats up your teeth real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken about at least 2, if not 3 times as much steel off the tooth than you would if you just used a hand file. Yeah.
Learning.
I know it's not the same thing. It's like my dad's got an old handsaw. He's had it since he was 18, and he's what is he now? 60, 77 now, and he's still got it to this day.
Wow. Yeah. I had a 1954 McCulloch chainsaw, and that beast, it had to have weighed 45 pounds. I bet you that saw weighed 45 pounds. And it had the blade on it. The beaver tail was 18 inches long, but it was 10 inches wide.
Damn.
It looked like a beaver's tail. It looked like a beaver's tail. And that was a bucking saw. That was for topping trees. Once you drop them on the ground, you cut everything up to 18 inches across with it. And you had to be careful with it because, boy, you could get that bar stuck in a tree real easy. Any kind of pressure, and it's too much bar that's down in the wood, and it just pinches it. But that was a 16-horse 2-cycle motor on it too. And what you do with those is you find your granddad's got one that he forgot he had. You steal it and you put it on a go-kart. Boy, it'll that sucker fly. I tell you what, that 16-horse McCulloch and make a go-kart go like a son bitch. And the nice thing about them is the old ones, you could just pull that clutch off and you could slap a standard clutch with a regular tooth gear on it and just use a bicycle chain to run your go-kart. So there was nothing. All you had to do is take the blade off of your chainsaw and bolt it to your go-kart, and you're good to go. I can talk about stuff like that because people that used to have motors like that, they're dead and gone. They can't come and get it. They can't come and get it because they'll go, I remember that kid. I remember that motor disc. I remember that go-kart, that little bastard. So what, he's 63 years old now. I'm going to go over and kick his ass. I know he stole my chainsaw motor. Yeah. Hey, Mike telling you to smile. Sometimes I leave her alone. I try not to make her smile too much because if she smiles too much, she gets all these face pains. She
start to cramp.
She starts holding her cheeks, and
They hurt.
I've had her have to leave streams early because she was laughing too hard, and it hurt so much whenever she'd laugh. She just, I gotta go. It hurts.
My face hurts.
Well, Spicy. I mean, look at you. That's cool. You're using those and emojis. Use them.
Yeah. Now, did you use the one that I sent you? Is that the one with the transparency?
That's the one. Yep, that's the one that you sent me.
Yeah. And
then she sent me Sam's and yours. She she knew which ones I'd like of Sam. So yeah, she sent me a good one. And
So
then,
did I tell the sticker mule story last night?
what about Sticker Mule?
Did I tell the sticker mule story last night?
I don't know.
I guess maybe I didn't. So I ordered my stickers, right? I ordered, my member stickers. I showed you those.
Right.
And then like a few days later, I noticed I once I started giving member stickers, I ordered these.
And then
And I
the one,
ordered these, right?
yeah.
So they're telling me on these that it wasn't quite clear enough. They wanted me to take a look at it and to check off on it that I wanted it because around the torso and whatnot, it's not like crystal clear. But I approved it and everything. And it says, all right, your shipment will be blah, blah, blah. Well, then it comes back. Well, I didn't approve on this one. I didn't approve the artwork. And after either 5 or 7 days, they cancel the order. And they sent me back, and they sent me a thing because I didn't approve the proof. They sent me a thing says you can redo the order. Just click here, authorize the proof, and we'll ship it out to you. So that's what I did. So the other day I got a box. I got these ones in. It's awesome. Or I'm sorry, I got these ones in, and then a day later I got these ones. And another box.
Oh.
Oh
Okay.
no! Did you have to pay for them twice?
They charged me
To do it twice?
for the. Oh, hold on. So they charged me for these. Again, I only placed 3 orders, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. When they said this one was so I emailed back the thing and said, listen, this is what happened. This is what went on. I says, I only placed 3 orders. Says, I only expect to be paying for 3 orders, and I expect to get a refund on one of them. It took them a day or two. They emailed me back today and says, we're sorry. We see where the mistake was made, and we will be refunding you your $30 for your stickers.
So you got extra stickers and your money back.
So now now everybody that gets a sticker from me will be getting one of these because I got 100 of these son of a bitches.
Now, and they don't want you to send the stickers back.
Well, no, that
See,
costs some more money.
that's good. I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, come on, Sty. Would you want them back?
Well, see, that's it. Is you have companies that want you to send it back, even though there's no way they can ever get rid of them, because they don't want you having the extra product. We'll give you your money back, but you can't have that extra product. We want the product back.
They did that with me cups.
But when they do it the way they did, that's awesome.
They did the same with me teaspoon cups. I've ordered a teaspoon cup from someone.
Oh,
The name, instead of the name being there, the name was right down here. You couldn't see it.
that son of a bitch.
Oh, wow. So I
That's
emailed
crazy
him.
ants.
I emailed him, sent him the picture of the cup saying, look, the writing should be in the middle, not halfway down the cup. So they sent, right, we'll send you another cup out. Sent another cup out. Instead of it being at the bottom in the middle, it was at the top this time.
Oh, Jesus.
So I emailed him again, sent him the picture of what I had. I said, look, you've done it twice now. I want it in the middle where I'm putting it on the picture of the cup. They sent it again in the right place. So I emailed him back, said, look, you've done it right this time. Do you want the other 2 cups back? He said, no, we'll keep the cup on our behalf. So I've got 2 dodgy cups and the right one.
Okay, now I emailed them twice about this cup I just showed you. That's Ann's. That's from Ann's channel of the bubble bath, and it said Bubblicious on it, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I got. It says linked image not found.
Oh.
So I emailed them twice, sent them a picture of it, said, this is what I got. And I went to her store and I got the description of the cup and everything. I said, in her store, this is the cup I ordered, and I gave him the order number off of the paperwork came with this cup. And I told him, I said, that's what I got. Instead, I said, that cup is, it's just a damn coffee cup. I could pick that up at a yard sale for 10 cents. I said, I don't like having to pay, $15 for something that I could have got for a dime. I haven't gotten a response back, and it's been 3 months now.
Oh,
2 emails I've sent to her.
Normally Teespring.
Now, Anne, she ordered a hoodie. This hoodie that has the same pattern on it that this cup was supposed to have. And guess how the hoodie came back? Linked image not found. Printed big on the front and the back of it.
And I ordered the same hoodie, and it came with a proper thing on it.
yeah.
And she's furious. I mean, she is. Whenever her and I talk about Teespring, I tell her, "Go ahead, you can rant at me." I why would they do that to me? Why would they? I understand. Oh, she's livid.
I know when I showed her mine, I said, "Oh, your hoodie's come." She looked at me evil-eyed. It had the proper picture, the bootlicious on the back.
Yeah, it's bad when somebody gets that product just perfect, and the one you get, you're going, why?
Yeah.
If they got it right once, why couldn't they get it right twice? I mean,
Well, you'd think they'd have someone with product control that at least putting an eye on these things that are going into the box, right?
You would, wouldn't you?
there's no
No eyeballs had to have seen that. And
No.
if eyeballs did see that, that person should be freaking fired.
Yeah.
That's it. If an eyeball seen this, that person really needs glasses, or they need to be fired.
So the person who did your cup did Anne's hoodie at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yes, it's got to have been.
Was it George or Leroy?
Or Charlie or Leroy.
Charlie or Leroy. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
Charlie
the
and
goat
Leroy.
Charlie and Leroy.
Charlie and Leroy, when they first moved over here from the old country, they wanted to go to work. They really wanted to go to work. And they both worked in the same factory back there in Norway, And, so they went to job service, and they said, oh, here's a factory that you might be able to work at. So they sent them over to that factory. 2 of them walked in, and Charlie's first, and he gets interviewed, and Charlie comes out and he goes, Leroy, I got a job. He says, I start work in the morning. Leroy's like, oh, shit, that's cool, because I'll have a job too, because I did the same thing he did. I worked the same factory. Well, he goes in for the interview, and this guy says, oh, I see you worked where Charlie worked, huh? And he says, yeah. He says, and what did you do there? And he goes, oh, I sewed the elastic band on ladies' underwear. He goes, you did what? He says, I sewed the elastic band around the lady's underwear. And he goes, oh, we can't hire you here. We don't do anything like that here. And he goes, well, you hired Charlie. And they said, yeah, but Charlie, at least, he fits in here. And he goes, how can he? We worked in the same place. And he goes, really? He says, Charlie, his application says that he was a diesel fitter. And we work with diesel engines here all the time. And Leroy goes, oh, that little shit. He says, I'd sew that elastic band in the underwear, and then I put it on the belt, and it would go down to Charlie. And his job was to pick him up, and he goes, yeah, diesel fitter. Yeah, diesel fitter.
Oh, jeez. When you said it, I was like, oh, my God.
There's a freebie for you tonight.
Yeah. I'm surprised those two are still sitting there listening. They're like, I'm not getting it until the end.
Yeah.
Diesel fitter.
Diesel fitter. Well, that's then poor Leroy's wife, being that Leroy and Charlie couldn't find work, decided that she'll go find work. And she was at the job service, and they're just trying to figure out what she could do, Well, she walks in to get interviewed, and this guy looks at her and he goes, "Oh my God, Lena, are you a big girl?" And she goes, "Yeah, I am a big girl." She says, "You know, us Norwegian women, we're no slouches." And he goes, "Geez, you know, Leroy must be really proud of you." And she goes, "Oh yeah, he is." And he goes, "Have you ever thought of playing for the Green Bay Packers?" She goes, "Oh hell no, I only play with Leroy's with Leroy's Packer." "Oh no, I won't play with no other Packers." Anyways, Sty is here all week, folks.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, I like them old Norwegian jokes. You know, when I was raised in Minnesota, so that we heard them all the time. You know, and I like the fishing ones.
Goldfish Office is from Minnesota.
What's that?
So Goldfish, no Goldfish, who comes in here now and again, from Minnesota.
From Minnesota, yep. Yeah. Sven and Oli, they decided they wanted to go fishing real bad. And here comes Duda. And Duda says, "I want to go fishing too." And they look at each other. They go, "Oh God, Duda, he's nothing but trouble on the boat. We don't want him with." And he just kept, "Please, take me with, They said, "Fine." They said, "Is your wife going to be okay with it?" Because she always had a fit when Duda went fishing. And he says, "Yeah, she's okay with it. Let's go." So they went fishing. They're out on the lake, and it's really windy out there, and it's boats rocking up and down. And Duda goes, "Oh God," he says, "I got to piss so bad." And they said, "Well, piss over the side of the boat." And he goes, "But it's rocking so much." They said, "We'll balance it while you piss off the side of the boat." So he stands up on the seat, and he's going to pee off the side of the boat. Big wave comes, and no, Sven and Oli, they're fishing. They aren't paying attention. The boat rocks, and there goes Duda in the lake. Well, Sven says, "Oli, jump in there, get him." You know, he jumps in there and hauls him out, and he goes, "Oh God, he's dead." And they said, "That's not good." They said, "That's not good. What do we do?" "Well, we'll drop him off at the morgue. We'll just drop him on the front steps, you know, and they'll know what to do with him." So they did, and then they're thinking, "Oh God, then his wife's going to know that he's not home, and she knows he went fishing with us. We're going to have to go break the news to her." And Sven says, "Oli, you're the best one to do that. You tell her. I'll go with you, but you do all the talking." And Oli goes, "I don't know what to say." And he says, "Just try to do it kind of happy and not real sad." He said, "You know, it's her husband, you know, he drowned. You got to be kind of nice, you know. So do it in a happy way." Well, they got there and they knocked on the door, and she opened the door, and she goes, "What do you guys want? Where's Duda?" And Oli, he strikes right up, and he goes, "Guess who drowned in the lake today? Duda, Duda."
Oh, geez. Oh.
Yep, Sven and Oli, they went out there to fishing, and they caught themselves this big sucker fish, right? Sven reels that big old sucker fish in, and he goes, "Oli, you ever see this done before?" He says, "I can make an animal do what I want it to." He says, "It's just mind over matter." He says, "Watch." And he's staring at that sucker fish right in the eyes. He's staring at it, and he's staring at it. And Oli goes, "What are you trying to tell it to do?" He says, "You just watch, you'll see." And he's staring in that fish's eyes, staring at it. And then all of a sudden that fish starts wiggling, and he stands that fish up, and it starts dancing on its tail in the boat. Oli's going, "Oh my God, it works. It really works." And Sven says, yeah, it's mind over matter. He says, you can do it too. I bet you can. Ole grabs that sucker fish and he's looking in his eyes. And Sven's going, Ole, you can do it. I know you can. Just think real hard. You can make that fish do whatever you want. And all of a sudden, Ole goes, what?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Mind over matter.
Yeah.
Sven and Ole
Mm-hmm.
and Duda.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. Sven and Lena, they had a couple of kids and they didn't want their kids to know when they was fooling around, They lived in a small house and they're trying to figure out, how can we do this? And, when I want a little, how do I tell Lena, So he asked Lena, he says, how should I say it, He says, I can't say, let's go fuck, He says, the kids will hear that. They'll know what we're talking about. And she says, what you do, Sven, is you say, hey, Lena, would you mind doing a little knitting? She says, the kids know I knit a lot. They won't know that we're fooling around. He says, that'll work. Well, he kept, he's the kind of guy where once a week's plenty for Sven, but it wasn't for Lena. He was finding that 3-4 times a day, she's going, hey, Sven, let's do a little knitting, let's do a little knitting. They get in the car and they're going to go visit Ole, and they're on their way, and she goes, hey, Sven, how about a little knitting on the way over there? He pulls that car over, slams on the brakes. He says, woman, get out of the car. She goes, why? He goes, there's only just so much yarn on two balls.
Oh, dear.
Yep. Yeah. We got 24 people in the house. Just think of what the other 24 are missing.
Oh, geez, Pete.
Yeah.
Sounds like you went to a big Sven and Ole book or something, huh? Something where you learned them
No,
over.
I grew up in Minnesota.
So that was just those jokes. Huh?
That's all it takes. You grow up in Minnesota, and you're going to find out that there's a lot of Sven and Ole stories over there. Yeah. Yeah.
I grew up on Little Johnny jokes. So
Yeah, like little Johnny jokes. Yeah. Oh, like, yeah. Yeah, they had a lot of jokes about over here in Wisconsin, and they're, oh, you're just a Yanni Janssen from Wisconsin, Yeah.
It's all what I get over here, Bob and Dave jokes. Go with Bob or Dave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a little part of that when Duda drowned that I forgot to tell you. Sven and Ole, when he sent Ole over to get Duda, he went down once and come back up. He goes, well, where is he? He said, I ain't found him yet. And he goes down again, comes back up, and he says, I got him. And they drug him up in the boat. And he goes, oh, my God, he drowned. We got to save him. Got to do mouth-to-mouth on him. Ole, he right away, he's doing mouth-to-mouth on him. And Sven goes, hey, Ole, stop. And Ole goes, no, we got to save him. And he goes, now, wait a minute, though. I don't remember Duda wearing a snowmobile suit.
I don't.
See, you're not from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Fucking snowmobilers are going through the ice all the time. They don't find the bodies till the next
I
spring.
Hey, Mo.
What's up, Mo?
Lady Reaper, I can't say Minnesota. My northern accent comes out. Hey, Mo Homesteading, great to see you.
Give me
Yeah,
a minute. I'll be right back.
Minnesota. I got some jokes that I can't wait till I do my first members only stream. I think I'm going to come up with a method of doing like a lotto type thing where in my hikers group of members, I'll do it like a lotto and I'll pull 4 or 5 names and they'll get an invite to come to the streams. So they have a chance to come over into the other member tiers for those streams. You know, give them a fair chance to be called to come on and join that stream, you know.
Mm.
Premier Health still here. Hey. I'm doing real good, Mo Homesteady. Actually, I'm doing real good. Look at that shit. It still hurts a little in my neck, but man, I'm just so glad I can move my head again. And my ankle feels good. My neck's getting better. Summer's coming, I hope. Yeah, I am so sick of sitting put. I'm going to be getting out this week, doing a bunch of measuring and planning to get to work on my adventure trailer. That'll get started on here within the next 2 weeks. And I figure it'll take me about 2 weeks of work on and off on that. And then the adventure trailer will be ready to head out to the woods. And good Lord willing, they're going to open up some campgrounds so that I can haul my kayak out and get on the lakes. Really pissed me off. I went and ordered nice neoprene booties and a 2/3 wetsuit and gloves. And the water's going to be warm by the time I can get out there and fish. So I won't even need the gear. I don't need a wetsuit. It'll be warm enough. Trying to fencing done in baby chickens. Sounds like you have good plans too. There you go. Oh yeah, it's that time of year for the baby chicks. Back when we had our homestead back in the 80s. Well, yeah, that would have been about 78, between 78 and 80. Yep, this was time of year. All the chick orders are coming in. Get all the baby chickens out to the farm. And that's one thing I'm glad never happened again. We had too many critters going on our little homestead. Plus, I worked a full-time job that had a lot of overtime. So too much livestock on the farm becomes a hassle. And I told my ex-wife, I said, call down to the feed store and order me up a dozen laying hens. And I said, I want 25 meat chickens and a dozen laying hens. Okay. Well, she didn't call them. She drove down there. And, oh, yeah, she had to see the baby chicks, you know. Oh, give us 25 of each. What the hell do we need with 25 laying hens? God almighty. 2 dozen eggs every single day. I mean, it was insane. I couldn't give eggs away. My hogs were getting fresh eggs. I mean, the hogs enjoyed the heck out of them, but it's bad when go grocery shopping and you want to buy meat, but the only thing you buy is bacon because it goes so good with eggs. Otherwise, all your proteins, eggs for breakfast, eggs for lunch, eggs for supper. You want a snack? Have a fried egg sandwich. I mean, yeah, when you're getting 2 dozen eggs a day and there's 2 adults and 3 little kids, it's tough to eat all them damn eggs. And then try to sell them. Oh, that's just more effort than what you get for them. And then you get people, oh, could you deliver them? Could you drop them off on your way to work? No. Go out to the farm and get them. Oh, ham is cheaper now, Lady Reaper. I just bought 2 really awesome ham steaks, and I only paid $2.49 for the one. And the other one I got it was like $3, but that sucker's almost an inch thick. Why is ham so cheap all of a sudden? I mean, compared to bacon.
And why is bacon so high?
It is. You're looking at anywhere from $4 to $6 a pound. And it's not a true pound, 12 ounces.
And that's for the cheap stuff.
Yeah, right. That's the stuff you watch for that's, it's an off-brand.
Yeah.
And if you want the really good old-fashioned butcher shop, thick sliced, oh, God, yeah, it costs you about $8 for a pound of that. But, oh, that's such good bacon. Oh.
Where'd everybody go?
I don't know. Oh, she's
My
still
kids
here.
needing me for a second. I'll be right back.
Sure. I don't know where. Well, Dojo's at work, so he may have a work issue. Everything's spicy. You never know what he's up to. Never know. He'll be back, but you never know. Are you heading out, JCT? Hey, thanks, sweetie.
Bye, JCT.
Yeah, I really love the fresh eggs. It's just that it got to the point where everything was eggs. Everything, eggs. It was too much. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Diced ham, green peppers, mushrooms, and onion. Make a skillet. Oh, yeah. Sty scared everybody away with his jokes. Oh, oops. Well, I'm sorry. What's the matter? Can't certain people take jokes?
Did we offend anybody?
Oops. Yeah, now I'm getting hungry too, now that we've been talking about food. I don't know. In fact, I'm going to fry up a couple of pieces, big slabs of ham, and have a couple of ham sandwiches for dinner.
Sounds good.
Sounds real good.
I'm supposed to be eating homemade ice cream with the little one, so.
Homemade ice cream?
Yeah, he wants to make it here at home, so I got all the stuff for it, and yeah.
Oh, wow. It's a lot of work, but it's tasty. It's tasty.
There he is.
Anyways, Mike, hey, I pissed on myself. LOL. More than normal. Sorry. Don't send your laundry bill to me, please.
Lady Reaper, I like fresh eggs too.
You like them too fresh.
Ain't that the truth?
I thought it was a big deal. What was it, earlier this week or was it last weekend? I sent out a picture of my breakfast, which was actually scrambled eggs, bacon, and toast, and they were cooked. Rare occurrence for me.
That's right. I don't know how your system could handle that.
I really did think of you whenever that happened to those eggs, Phil. I really did think of you.
I got a feeling that a lot of people think about that.
I was thinking, oh, he would take one of these.
I hope to find balut this summer. Down in Troy, Michigan, there's a heavy Filipino population, and they have these markets and whatnot, farmers markets in the summertime. So I gotta travel down there and
I thought they were a restricted food type in the U.S.
Not from what I understand, but
21-day eggs.
Everyone makes it seem like I can get them. So
we used to call them 21-day eggs.
Oh Lord, is that what it is?
It's got the baby chick still in it.
Yeah, duck, but yeah,
a duck. Yeah, it's a chick. Duck.
Is it still a chick if it's a duck?
Yeah, the Asians that worked for us at Tonka Toys, they ate them damn things. And
it'd be gross for sure.
And they did both ducks and chickens.
Well, 21 days, they still got a lot of yolk left in them too.
Yeah.
A lot of yuck left in them too.
Yolk.
And the thing is they let them germinate and grow for 21 days, and then they shock the egg to kill the chick in it, and then they let it sit for so many days after that, because then it gets kind of ripe and supposedly adds the flavor to it. That's nasty.
Oh, it just sits there and rots in the egg?
Just for a couple days.
Oh.
They do cook it.
Oh.
I mean, if you cook pig shit, would it be better? I mean, no.
It depends on how you season the pig shit.
Just because it cooked wouldn't make anything better.
It depends on how they've seasoned the pig shit.
Okay. During the Depression, two hobos, they were traveling across the country, and they hadn't eaten in days and days. And finally, the one says, damn it, I got to eat. He says, this farm over here, he says, I'm going to walk up to that farm. And he says, you watch, they're going to feed me a really nice meal. The other hobo said, bullshit. They don't like us. It's the Depression. They don't like hobos. He says, you watch. He walks up there, and halfway up there, he's looking around on the ground. The other hobos thought, what's he looking for? And sure enough, he picks up this big old dried out cow pie, right? And he takes that big old pile of cow shit with him up to the door, knocks on the door. Farmer comes out and he goes, what do you want? And he goes, sir, he says, I haven't eaten in days. And he said, I don't really have much choice but to eat this cow pie, but if you could be so kind, would you have some ketchup or mustard or something I could put on it to kind of help me get it down? That farmer goes, throw that thing away, get rid of that, come in here and eat some real food. That's nasty. You can't be eating that cow shit. He has this beautiful dinner. And he goes back out, and his buddy's waiting down by the road. He gets down there and he's patting his belly and picking his teeth. He says, God, he says, I had roast beef and taters, and he said corn, and he says a big slice of apple pie. He says, they fed me like a king. And that guy goes, all over that cow pie. And he goes, yeah. He says, they don't want you to suffer. He says, the next farm, you do it. Now, you'll see, you'll get a nice meal. So the next farm, that guy, he walks up there, finds this nasty dried out cow pie, picks it up, goes up to the door, knocks on the door. Farmer comes out, and he goes, what the hell do you want? And he goes, sir, I'm so downtrodden. I've gotten to the point where I got to eat cow pies because I got no food. And he says, I thought maybe by chance that maybe you'd have some ketchup or mustard or something I could put on it so that it's a little easier to eat. It so old and dried out. And the farmer says, "Hey, come with me." And the guy thought, "Yeah, I'm getting his meal." The farmer comes down the stairs of the porch and grabs him by the arm and walks around the side of the house. He says, "Here, give me that." And he hands him that cow pie. And he takes it and he gives it a fling. He says, "Now look over there. You see the barn? There's a bunch of fresh ones right out back of that barn there."
Oh, geez.
You don't need to eat that dried up old thing.
Nice.
There. Did you tinkle a little more, Mike? All right, here's one. Here's one for you. This is joke night for some damn.
Tell you, apparently.
Yeah. This feller's driving down the back road. And all of a sudden, he hears this loud screeching sound under the hood of his car. And he's down in the deep south, you know. And it's hotter than sin out. Then he sees his car's overheating. He thought, "What the hell?" And he pulled over, shut the car down, popped the hood. Well, it threw a fan belt. And he thought, well, not too big of a problem because I got a spare fan belt in the trunk. So he goes to the trunk. He gets that fan belt and he's looking around in his trunk. No tools. He doesn't have any tools. No, not a single tool in his car. And then so he's standing there holding that belt, looking at his car, and he says, "How the hell am I going to get this on here?" Well, he noticed there's a little shack right kitty corner from where he pulled off the road. Little shack sitting kind of back in the woods. He thought, I'll go see if anybody's home there, and if I can get a wrench from them, I could put this belt on and I'm good to go. So he walks back there to that shack. He gets there and there's this old woman sitting in a rocking chair, rocking out on the front porch. He goes, "Ma'am." She goes, What's you all want?" And he goes, "My car's broke down, but I can fix it, but I don't have any tools." And she goes, "Tools? What's tools?" And he goes, "Tools." And she goes, "I don't know what you talking about, tools." And he goes, "Like a monkey wrench, a monkey wrench." He figured, well, she's a hillbilly woman. She'll know what a monkey wrench is. And she goes, "You want a monkey wrench?" And he goes, "If I could just borrow a monkey wrench, I could get my car going and I could get down the road." And she goes, "I just don't know how you's going to fix an old car with no monkey wrench." And he goes, "I can do it. I just need to borrow a monkey wrench." She goes, "Yeah, I'll take care of you, but I think you're plumb crazy." She says, "I'll be right back." She goes in the shack. She's in there for a couple of minutes. Then she comes out and she's got this big old nasty douchebag. And he goes, "What the hell are you doing, woman?" He goes, "Here's your monkey wrench. Go fix your car." And he goes, "That ain't a monkey wrench." And she goes, "The hell's it ain't? That's what I wrenches my monkey with."
Oh, my goodness.
I gotta get going, bud.
Oh, okay, sweetie.
Bye,
Totally
Sam.
understood. Thank you again for being here.
See you later.
See ya.
Love you. Bye-bye. Yeah. Worth every drop. Yeah.
The chat's not moving.
Yeah, chat's, hey,
Stuck.
giddy up, chat, giddy up.
No, it ain't stuck.
It ain't stuck. Yeah. Phil will test it once in a while.
That's right. Make sure it ain't stuck.
Yep, much love right back at you, Samantha. Yeah, sometimes when I get going on old jokes, it's just like then I start realizing I've been around too long, I think.
No, you've been around just the right amount of time.
Hey, Keely, hi.
What's up, Keely?
Thank you.
Hey, Kitty.
Bad
You
headache.
stay safe too there, Keely.
Yeah, you have a great night too. I hope those headaches give you a break. Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's what Ann's dealing with today. Although she's got social media turned off, so she's not getting my messages because you can tell if they're actually getting them. So she's got actually turned off. So
Yeah. Well, and she'll do that at times when she's got bad migraines.
yeah,
She'll just shut everything off. I told her, I said, I give her 24 hours or so, and if I don't hear from her, I got her number. I'll call her.
oh, I do too. I got her phone number.
Yeah. She calls me. That one time she called me 2:00 in the morning. Did you take your pills? She left a voicemail. Hell, I had already gone to bed. I get up, I heard that phone ring, and I didn't make it. Saw her voicemail, listened to it, and it's Ann. She's laughing. She goes, yeah, I know you were going to go to bed, but did you take your pills? God almighty.
Because Monica's not even in here tonight. Monica's been coming pretty steadily to your stream and my stream too.
Monica's a regular, and not seeing Monica is different for a change. There's a lot of folks that haven't come out tonight, I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah.
It's weird though, you don't. But before when we had a problem, when you'd hit subscriptions, you'd only see a few people live. I seem to see a lot of people still live.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is, because again, Wednesday, even your Thursday night stream.
Yeah, Thursday night was
Friday and Saturday. Friday for me was bad. Saturday.
Now last night it actually performed well for a Into the Outdoors stream. It actually performed well for that particular stream.
Right.
Which surprised me. I did not expect it. And it was performing better on last night's than tonight's is. So, but then again, Thursday nights was real low too. It was real quiet.
Yeah.
And then your Friday, was it Friday?
Yeah.
Your Friday, it was so damn quiet. It was scaring me. I thought, did the frickin' world end and we're not aware of it or something? We're so busy on YouTube, the world went away and we don't even know it.
Oh, I sometimes get off of here, go to work on Monday before all of this happened, and they'd be telling me about all sorts of things that happened over the weekend. I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, I was completely unaware. I spent my day on YouTube, unless someone on YouTube told me about it. I wasn't aware.
Yep. All my kids, I don't even remember what they all were, but he mentioned some newsworthy things today on a phone call with them, and I'm going, say what? When the hell did that happen?
Right?
He's going, aren't you paying attention to what's going on in the world? Kinda. Kinda. Sorta.
Well, isn't
on YouTube, they usually let me know what's going on, but
isn't the Korean Prime Minister still missing? Or Korean that little fat Korean guy?
Yep. They thought he it was funny because the Korean socialized television and radio said, oh, he was seen today at such and such, and he was out in the public. But then the U.S. is going, we can't get that confirmed at all. And it sounds a little fishy because he's been so ill. They said he was ill.
Mm-hmm.
He was so ill, and now his first public appearance, and it was a opening ceremony for a fertilizer plant. And this one guy said, sounds like bullshit to me. And it's funny because some of these intelligence people are saying, it's happened in the past historically you'll have a dictator that, he'd been dead for 6 months to a year, and then you find out that this guy that's been his spokesman all that time is actually the new dictator because he's been dead all that time.
Well,
They
a lot
say,
of these guys from different countries, like especially these Asian, don't they have like guys that look like them that kind of hold places and stuff for them and
for them, yeah. They've got seconds, stand-ins.
Right.
There's been a few of them in history where the stand-in is the only person you ever saw publicly, and the man in charge never, ever allowed himself to be seen publicly. So they recognize the stand-in as him, period, the way it is,
His sister's in charge.
Yeah, his sister's in charge. She's the next in line. That's what they're saying.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And they say that she's just as flaky as he is.
If not worse.
They put Sty in charge. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, oh, sure. Yeah, they're a little concerned with her having control of the nukes. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while now, that they're afraid that down the road, if and when she ever gets in charge, she's one that just might give the order. Yeah. Or now Japan has pissed me off. Go ahead, nuke them. That'll teach them. That'll teach them a thing or two.
Yeah.
They start flinging frickin' nukes at each other over their shit. Trump, keep the no travel thing up.
Right.
Stay the hell out of our country. Get away from us.
Yeah, because I don't think Korea's got anything that can actually reach us.
No.
Yeah.
They can reach some of our possessions. They can reach Guam. They can reach
some of our bases and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That was always the issue with Midway is that Midway was called Midway for a good reason. I mean, but everything that's over in that neck of the woods can reach it. His role was all the nuclear bases throughout the world that were U.S. controlled, and he talked about it all the time with the Koreans. He just passed away this year, but he would talk about it all the time. He said, the Koreans' nukes, they're not necessarily land-locked. They're not land-based missiles. They can be launched off of a seaworthy vessel. He said, so know that their technology can't reach us unless they put it on a boat and get it halfway here. So, and I always thought, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Sure, from home they can't reach us. What if they got one of them buggers out on a ship? I mean, yeah, all they got to do is get that ship within range. Then,
yeah. But I would think U.S. military pretty much knows where their stuff is. I mean, I would think that our technology is advanced enough to know where these ships and submarines and stuff are, that especially the ones that are nuclear capable. I would think.
We have and he was very confident in that our response capabilities. He said that thing wouldn't get halfway here. He said, it'd be taken out of the sky way before it would ever be a threat to us.
Hey, Dojo, you want popcorn?
I'm a tooth stop it and I'll have one.
Do you?
I'll just put some of this up.
Do you two share bubble gum too?
Yeah.
Num 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 num.
You want some of my chocolate?
I drizzle some chocolate. Yeah.
Now they were out of Chester's, so I had to go with Old Dutch cheese puffs.
Cheese popcorns.
Now this puffcorn.
See you later.
For a while. Who's leaving? Oh, Freeman. Jay. Oh, Jay.
Freeman.
Freeman. Good to see you, Freeman. And goodbye. Cheetos Puffs. Yeah. Those are the regular puffs. These are the puff corn. And for a while, I can't remember if it was Chester's or if it was Old Dutch. I can't remember if it was Lay's or Old Dutch, which one. But you could get the spicy ones in the puff corns.
Oh, okay.
And I like them. Especially in the puff corn because they kind of melt in your mouth. They're
I had spicy fish today.
mackerel, sweet chili sauce.
It was nice.
Oh,
And they had
holy mackerel! You should have had that on some
and they had them.
skippers. They're supposed to be kippers. They're not supposed to be skippers. They're kippers.
And the skippers are smaller.
They can't even. Yeah, skip those. They ain't no good. Oh, sure they are. Put them in that can. Somebody
Somebody will eat.
Oh, somebody will buy them and eat them. I heard that dojo guy will do it. Oh, at first I thought.
Yeah, I'll have some chili sauce.
At first I thought you were showing off a Pop-Tart.
No, these are. This is some pepper dust that Brad sent me. He said this was mild.
I've got some pepper dust I haven't even had yet.
I don't know. I'm going to sprinkle some of this on the popcorn. I usually put like at work. I'll take the Carolina Reaper stuff and put it on the popcorn. And man, your nose gets a running. Your eyes just don't touch your skin. Don't touch your nose. Don't touch
I couldn't do that, man, because you get the shit all over your hands, And
the pepper dust I've got, he's got ghost peppers in.
Look at how he's just pouring it on. He mutes himself. Do some voiceovers on this. Yeah.
Yeah, go on then, Phil.
Oh.
There you go. Now, again, this is not supposed to be hot.
Not supposed to be. It's Choco Dojo. So, how is it?
Not hot.
Not hot.
I look forward to doing the this. Well, if you guys saw me do it today, there really wasn't a lot of reaction out of me. When I tasted it, it was hot. I mean, you could hear me clear my throat a couple times.
Right. You did the
Yep. It was hot. It was, chocolate is that way. If you look at a lot of my older videos, a lot of them before the actual peppers themselves, there's a lot of throat clearing with the chocolates and the pepper and stuff. So, but I think again, I don't think there was enough pepper dust in one of those little half-ounce squares to create enough mouth burn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was going to say, was there any kind of after effect at all? Any stomach?
Oh, no.
Because I'm ordering mine. It's Sunday. I'll probably be ordering mine tomorrow evening. So
I'm going to order one.
And I'm sending one to you. I'm ordering one sent to you, and then I'm ordering one sent to me. And I'm going to do one. I figure there's no way that thing. I just can't believe, because there's no extracts in it, I can't believe it'll affect me like that VAT 19 bar did.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be milder for you than the VAT 19.
I'm ordering mine next week and sending one to him.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I hope to have a lot. I found out after I'm doing all of this that Roger's got 40 of these that he's doing.
Yeah, I read on his Instagram or something. I read.
Why does that not surprise us?
Well, I was surprised. I found out right after I did it. So he was doing this before I was doing what I was doing.
So he already had it in the works.
So, yeah. Well, just like they were doing the 10 bottles of hot sauce, they were doing that 10 bottles of hot sauce before I decided to do 5. But I ordered my 5 before I heard about the 10.
Right.
So it was like, what are you going to do? I just ordered 5.
And that's the thing is,
we did 4.
See, that's the thing is, there's a lot of people out there that are doing the exact same things. Some of them are doing them real extreme. Some of them are doing them kind of moderate, or some are doing just one thing. And I get so that hey, Cindy, I do not have your Facebook link handy. Otherwise, I pop you up here. If Phil's got it handy, he can send you the link.
I will.
But
I ain't got it now.
But I'm one where now in the whole pepper community, I like to go watch certain folks do their challenges. It's not because someone's going to be the most extreme, because it might be someone that when they do a most extreme, I just don't get as much out of it as watching somebody that's going to do a moderate challenge and that their reaction is funner to participate in. It's not what is their challenge, it's how are they going to do their challenge. That's what sells me.
Well, that's why the 10 tubes of terror was a good one to watch, because you had people of different levels. You had Bella that after 2 she was done. You had, I think Tim was after 4.5, he was done. You had certain people that after a certain amount they pushed themselves to their limit.
Well, and that's it.
As much as they could, but there was someone almost every couple of tubes. There was someone else gone. Of course, you had the 4 finalists that were the 4 finalists. But even Johnny Scoville, you could see when he was doing his 5-minute afterburn on his final tube that he was in pain. So
yeah, really suffering. And that's
Roger was suffering most of the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and if it's done as a collab, then it's funner to watch as a collab, because you can see the different reactions from different people, and I'll tell you what, I got a kick out of watching Gil Skills every time he did something hot.
Yeah,
I mean, holy smokes, he's just funnier than shit.
Even half 5, she can take some ink.
Yeah, and the so it's I think the whole Pepperhead thing isn't what's the most that anybody can do. It's what's the most any one person can do for their own level, where they're at.
Push themselves to
right. That's like me. I might be able to do 4 of those chocolate bars, but and say that's it.
Yeah.
Somebody say to me, yeah, you need to do 10 of them, or you need to do 20 of them. Guess what? Sty's learned. No. I know what no means. Oh, son.
I didn't know. I never had the first one. The first Choco challenge I did a year ago. I never had that one because people were telling me it really wasn't, wouldn't be a challenge for me.
Uh-huh.
So when I had this one, and again, it wasn't a challenge for me, but it was hot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a hot.
Actually, in your shit. Give me just a second. Let me turn the volume on.
It moved my needle, but it didn't move it much.
Well, I noticed when you did yours, Phil, you took that bar and you shoved the whole damn thing in your mouth. And there you went, chewing the hell away. And I thought, that big mouth son bitch. Yeah, I forget that he stick a whole egg in there and come on, and I'm because when I seen you shoving that whole thing in there, I'm going, holy Christ, that's going to take 4 bites for me. I'm shoving that whole thing in my mouth in one piece.
It's
You
like
know, I could get it done in probably the same amount of time by just bite it, chew, bite it, chew, bite it, chew. I was taught, you know, take a reasonable sized bite. Don't shovel that shit in your face.
I would,
Oh
I
no!
would just, after saying when I had the ghost pepper, I was taking little bites of it and just chewing away. Everyone's like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
like,
so it's 2-inch by 2-inch square.
Oh, I thought you were bigger than that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, the chocolate. Oh, God, you had me there for a minute.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, what am I walking into?
yeah. We're all
Not
feeling
much.
that way, Cindy, right now.
it's all
Yeah,
filth.
it's 2 inches.
Yep, 2 inches. by 2
Really?
And it's cold outside.
And it's he doesn't even make the American standard. Oh no. So it's 2 inches square. And
Yeah, I
you
mean,
shove
it's not
that
the
damn
size,
thing in-
bud. I mean, I still got the tin foil folded up to 2 inches square.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Well, it's not big.
Oh Christ Almighty!
It's going to be a
Yep.
nibble.
Yeah.
That's half of this pack of cigarettes.
So. Yeah, but
I
that's
can't
better.
do it.
Guy's only got a small mouth.
I can't do it.
Take your dentures out.
I'm not. I tell you what, I'm not putting up with people telling me I got a big mouth anymore. You want to see
Phil,
a big mouth? I know a guy. Yeah.
Phil, do you just like a snake unhinge your jaw and then
Believe it or
pop
not,
out a joint.
believe it or not, I can only open my mouth so far. I had a problem with my jaw back a long time ago where it used to pop. And I used to be able to open it wider, and now won't open as wide as it used to. So it was more about I mean, come on, if you've ever taken a
this right
Dorito, right? And you take it the triangle wise, you got to go kind of a whole Dorito, right? Kind of
You
what we
put
got
the-
here. I mean, measure a Dorito from tip to tip. You know, with a triangle. Measure a Dorito tip to tip. I bet you that's 2 inches across there.
See, I ain't too keen on anything pointed like a Dorito, getting the whole thing getting shoved in there. I can see one of them points getting me in the tonsils, fucking me up bad.
That's the bit
I ain't
what
knowing
makes
they
me,
get you in the tonsils.
it's my gag reflexes what does that. I put out from
let me get one that's not broke?
Well, you got one side that's not broke.
Yeah.
See, she only just did it.
See?
They both got a big mouth.
Yeah, Pringle. Yeah, a Pringle.
Right.
If you put them in the long way, they're just barely
Okay.
make it. You can't. You put them in sideways, and
Yeah.
you gotta stretch your cheeks out.
There's a full size. I don't even know.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you break it towards the back, so
See, and it's the thing is a Dorito is not square. He shoved a 2x2 square in his mouth. I mean, and without effort, he just slid that puppy right in there.
That's like shoving
He
this
just slid that puppy
tablet,
right in there.
like shoving this tablet packet all in my mother. I don't know. I think I could do it.
okay, yeah. You can make a square
If I, yeah,
ish.
square.
Square-ish.
Yeah, that looks pretty close to the.
Okay, there. That looks more kind of square-ish. I can't believe I'm
What?
doing this on a live stream.
I can. It's just- yeah.
Well,
And look at this.
we can't get it all the way in.
I can make it. Let's see here.
Now watch. He just slides that puppy right in there. Just, I mean, no effort. Just slides it right in. Yeah, like, subscribe, and ring
I
your
still like that.
bell.
I still like that intro where we wax the bell.
That is cool though, Phil. I mean, I like that whacking the bell thing.
Yeah.
And the I might steal that kind of idea. I'm not gonna copy the ringing the bell stuff and anything that you're doing that way, but I like the theory behind that. I think it's cool.
Well, I learned from watching, Daniel Batal again, and the whole, I just pointed my finger in the video where I thought it might be, and then that's where I put those words. I stopped at that frame where my finger stopped, and that's where like was, share, subscribe. So I wasn't. I put the words individually.
So are you popping those words in there? Are you typing those in under titles in Filmora?
Yep.
And then how about the bell? You just did a thumbnail or a GIF of that.
The bell was
and you did it as an overlay.
The bell is basically frame by frame.
So
you take the bell, you get it down to that size, so you have it cropped down to that size, and you've got it on the screen. And I had to find a reference point for the little hole that was on the bell on my sign that was behind me.
Right.
All right. So each frame, my fist went a little bit further. So I made it to where the bell was just about touching my hand each time, but I had to reposition that bell every time. So you got the little circle at the top. So you kind of have to turn the bell, but then you got to reposition it to the left, right. You're dinking with it a lot.
Right, so that it's rocking with the motion of your hand.
It looks like it's pivoting on that. So it looks like it's pivoting on that circle instead of just moving. You know what I mean?
Right.
So again, each one, and then of course, as my fist came away, it had to swing back. So I had it swing back one time towards me, and then go back to stop. But
yeah, it worked out good. It worked out.
It looked all right.
Yeah. Yeah, fishing thing. Yeah. Hear the bell and reel in the fish. Yeah.
Trouble with me, my patient runs out on things too quick.
We'll see. For me, it was about seeing if I could do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even so much that I wanted to do it. It was can I do it? Can I take what I would have been learning by watching? All right, well, if he can do this, and I should be able to do this to make this do this. So it was about, I got one that frustrated the hell out of me. I never got it finished. And that was the talking orange. But mine was going to be a talking Carolina Reaper.
Right.
Because you have to use all these different masks. You have to use a mask for the eye, the other eye, the mouth. You got to use this thing where, it was a big pain in the butt. And it seemed like every time I was doing it, I'd get to a certain point and someone would interrupt me, or I'd have to go do something, or I would do something wrong, and then I'd try to undo, and I'd undo the wrong stuff, and then I didn't know where I was in the undoing process, and I'd just say, screw it.
I did that was it last year? I did to my channel, trying to do like the cabbage talking in front of me stream for my channel. And I got halfway through that and basically did what you did. I did something wrong. Let's undo, and I deleted the old lot, and I went, "Oh, sod it."
Well, if you look at Annoying Orange and how they do it on there, and how Daniel Batal does it better than Annoying Orange does. Annoying Orange, like the whole mouth, nose, and stuff, all kind of moves around in this. He's got it where just the eyes and the mouth move, so nothing else. He actually does it better than Annoying Orange does, but
Annoying Orange is annoying.
well, it's supposed to be.
That's the whole reason it's called Annoying Orange.
Right. Yeah. There's rhyme to that reason. Yeah.
Said that at home with my grandchildren.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do a Carolina Reaper pepper doing that, and
yeah,
it didn't work.
Yeah.
Maybe someday. What's up, Babylon Brook?
Hey, Running Water, good evening.
Ain't done.
Yep. Evening, y'all.
Evening, y'all.
I noticed that you did notice my post, Sty.
You noticed that I noticed?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
It was funny when I was out there. I was like Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Precious.
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 her one little sunflower that managed to survive the onslaught of the birds. You know, and it's funny because I watched the movie The Birds, you know, Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds. Watched it just 2 nights ago, and her talk about those sunflowers and the way the birds are attacking them, I kept thinking, yeah, Bodega Bay, the birds are after her. Yeah, they're going to take her garden out.
If the camera would have been popped up fast enough, I would have had like 5 more birds on those 2 feeders that I sent the picture to. Yeah, we filled that long bird feeder up last night. And you notice how almost empty it is.
Oh, yeah. They're
Damn
hungry little
buzzards.
buggers. Hungry little buggers. Hey,
Well,
Phil.
I'll
Phil,
be back in a minute.
Well, me too. Hey, you got the show for a minute, Phil.
All right, I got it.
Gonna be scary now.
What we gonna do, Bill?
Well, now that hear no evil and see no evil are gone.
Yeah, let's get into it.
And here's the 3 evils.
Oh, jeez. That's only funny because Dojo's got hearing aids, so he knew what I was talking about. That's why he turned around and stopped. Oh.
So the white lightning had no heat to it at all.
It was, again, to me, it was like a 1.5 for me. You know, again, a lot of it had to do with you know, the volume. I mean, you had literally a 1/2 ounce of chocolate, so it wasn't much as far as the way of chocolate. So I think, you know, if you had now 30 of these, right? You got 30 of these things now. Now you got a pound of chocolate. Different story, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
No, different story. I mean, all those, and I screwed those peppers up so bad. You go through that list, and I got that list scrolling up of the peppers. You'll notice on like the last 2, I called both of them chocolate, whatever they were, and they were actually caramel, like caramel Reaper-Ruga. And what I printed on the video was correct. What was coming out of my mouth was not. So I was at a quandary. I was like, all right, do I put on the screen what they really are, or do I put on the screen what I said? So I decided to put on the screen what they really were. Matter of fact, one of those ones was something I couldn't make out the name, and then when I was typing it out, one of them is Flores? What is it? Something mustard Zia later. The way they've got the it's ZYALATER. So it's like see you later, but they made it Z later. For some reason, that's how they named this stupid pepper. But of course, you know, Z later or whatever I said in the stupid I should have gone through and proofread all of those stupid peppers. I did like 2 or 3 times, but I should have actually done something to where when I was reading that off, I was reading them off better and I sounded more coherent than I did. So I was upset with that entire video. The entire thing I did with that, I was upset with it. I edited it down. You notice like there's 2 minutes of it that's all fast forwarded because I'm thinking, well, I'm going to edit this out. I'll edit this out. I'll just keep going here. I said this wrong. And it came down to the point where I had stuck that timer on there. Well, now I got to keep the timer going, right? So I just fast food all the jibbly jarbly goop that came out of my mouth that made no sense or I had to say something 3 or 4 times because I was wasn't reading it right. I was like, all right. So, but I was frustrated with that. So, but I kept trying to put other stuff on there that I was hoping would make it interesting, you know. Kept trying to do different things, you know, put different pictures of what I was reading up there. You saw at one point right there at the end, I put a picture of Chelsea Lynn, because Chelsea Lynn was one of the big people that did the Choco Challenge last year. She was one of the people that promoted it a lot and things like that. So
Yeah, they sent her an outfit. Did you see that video?
no, I didn't. An outfit?
You have got to watch the video. They sent her an outfit.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say it was last year's.
Huh.
Yeah, because we watched it. We've watched some of, what is her character, Tammy?
Tammy.
We watched some of Tammy's stuff going, she is nuts. But yeah, they sent her an outfit. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching her for a couple of years because I remember back when she was just, you know, they were quick little snippet videos of her, and she grew pretty quick.
Yeah.
And of course, when she ain't being Tammy, except for the fact that she's a bigger girl, she is a pretty girl when she puts makeup on and she does her hair right and everything else. You know, she is a pretty girl when she isn't trying to look like Tammy.
I like the Tammy episode. What was it? She went through McDonald's and got the big platter, the breakfast platter.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, I am cracking up because she didn't realize she could get a breakfast platter, and here's a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. Just the whole time she's trying things. I'm going, I want to say that was the one that she went through and got what the person in front of her ordered.
Oh, yeah.
Did that all day.
What's that other program she was in? Is it Mike and Molly? Mike and Molly, innit?
No, Mike
No.
and Molly was
No, that was
wasn't Chelsea Lynn. That
Oh.
was what was her name? She's another big girl actress.
Yeah,
I forget what her
yeah.
Melissa McCarthy, is that her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Chelsea Lynn's not an actor as of yet. I mean, although they were Chelsea Lynn's got something on Netflix, doesn't she? Some little things she's starting to do now.
I
don't know.
I think she's
I
got
know she does have Officer Daniels on there. And
No, I think she's got a regular thing that she's a part of now. There's like a little Netflix thing, like The Office or something. But I forget what it is. I haven't seen it, but I've seen it kind of like advertised where she's like an actress. So, but it's like a B grade, like a little sitcom thing. So,
yeah, we came in and we did.
That's what I was thinking of. She was in Dog Eat Dog.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
The movie Dog Eat Dog.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one either.
Yeah.
We
It's a
come
UK
in.
release only.
Yeah. we came in and actually put divided up the chicken. God bless, it was still frozen. My shoulders, I don't want to move them.
I'll be right back again.
Okay.
I was chiseling frozen chicken breast. Oh God bless. I was doing that, and we put it up in the freezer and went through and did a couple of videos. Where's your frag out?
Oh, okay.
Get the
Sure.
Michael found the new spice company.
Frag out. I've heard of frag out.
Well,
I know the one you want.
he's got an obsession
Does he?
with a certain cadence.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yes. You
Yeah, Bill.
did you get you didn't get fatty cake though?
I know that's when you went.
Combat Canary.
Okay, you know the cadence?
Combat Canary?
No.
The pitcher?
A little bird, a little yellow bird on the windowsill.
Nope.
Well, remember, he was a Marine in the 80s, so that might be.
Oh, they should have known this
And
one.
a lot dirtier than the one that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, but.
That's an original. Mm-hmm.
Yellow bird.
Yeah.
Yellow Bill. We're sitting on my windowsill.
That sounds familiar.
I lured him in with a piece of bread. And then I smashed his little head. The moral of the story is, you want some head, you need some bread.
I do remember that. See, difference with the Army and the Marines, we do that when we're running. The Army, don't they do that everywhere they freaking march?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, until an officer's wife gets pissed.
Right. Well, I mean, they don't do those. There are cadences they do that are clean that they do. Yeah, I mean, but the only time we did it was when we ran.
They're
Whenever
not allowed to do anymore because
Yeah, like blood makes grass grow.
I don't know about that.
well, it's like in the Marine Corps, everything was they almost kind of sang low, righty, left, or it wasn't left, right, left. The Marine Corps, they kind of sing the cadence. So that's an art form of its own there.
And then
There's fatty cake.
Fatty cake.
yep,
Mm.
this stuff I want to make a brownie with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sugar, granulated honey, sea salt, Dutch cocoa, buttermilk powder, and it just has this unbelievable dark chocolate taste to it.
Really?
Yeah. Got a little bit of spice. But yeah, it's got your favorite thing in it.
Reaper?
No, buttermilk.
Oh no!
Buttermilk is good in everything except a fucking glass.
Yeah. You don't care if it's in a recipe, right? It's when he's got to take it up straight,
I don't know if you can read this one.
Blurry.
No, it won't focus.
Well, it says contains a heavy dose of freedom. Keep out of reach of terrorists. That's probably the best little side label thing I've ever seen.
The
He needed a Grammy.
hey,
Hey, Native Grammy.
that there's a buddy of mine out in Montana. At that time, there was a big Made in Montana movement. Any artisans out there, you made things and sold them. You put that Made in Montana sticker on it. The state sends you out the packets for free, labeling for packaging, everything. Just promoting Made in Montana, right? And we moved away from there. And this guy that I know out there, he's an artisan. He carves and stuff, and he makes things out of huckleberries, jams and stuff, candies and stuff. Everything that he sells, because I don't know how he gets around the USDA regs. It has something to do with the fact it's a homemade product. But he puts on every one of those may contain pork.
May contain what?
May contain pork.
Pork.
And it's
Man.
huckleberries, for crying out loud. So I emailed him and I said, yeah, I got that little jar of huckleberry jelly from you, and it said may contain pork. What are you doing with those jellies? He says, and sorry, folks, I don't say this to insult anybody or anything, but this is what he said. He said, I don't want no ragheads eating my huckleberries. And I go, oh, whoa, somebody's got an attitude. He says, oh, you didn't hear? He says, yeah, my boy, he ended up over in the Dust Bowl and came home. Kind of broke up, kind of tore up. So he says, yeah, he says, I don't want them buying my products. He says, shit, if they wanted to buy one of my carvings, I'd carve it on there too. May contain pork. I said, oh, you're bad. You're bad. That's good, but you're bad.
Well, have you watched Gabriel Iglesias? He's the comedian that does the
Fluffy.
Fluffy. Yeah.
Fluffy, yeah.
Yeah, we love him here. Love him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, he did a show over in Saudi Arabia, and Martine helped pack his bags. And they were reading the list of things they could do and all that. And Martine thought it would be funny to put a thing of bacon bits in his luggage and not tell Gabriel.
Ah.
So he gets there and they say, well, we're going to have to inspect your bag. Open it up. And there's the bacon bits. The guy calls him over. He said, what is this? He's like, delicious thing on salads. He said, do you understand? It is against my religion to touch this. And if just by touching it, I could go to hell. He said, why are we using bombs in the Middle East? All we got to do is load up a thing of bacon bits and drop them.
Make it rain bacon bits.
I'm like, that's just wrong.
I think there's another comedian. He was similar thing, but he was on about ice cream. He said, you ever notice when you have ice cream, you get brain freeze, and you go, like he said, all we need to do is just lob ice cream at the enemy and let them lick it, and they've all got brain freeze, and we can kill them.
Well, see, it wouldn't work for Michael.
No brain. Cindy.
Well, I'm telling you, in the almost 16 years we've been married, he's never gotten brain freeze. Now his chest will hurt, but he doesn't get brain freeze from cold things.
Huh.
I don't often, but now and again, the odd ice cream, and I go.
But Mr. Misties from
That
the
really
Dairy
right there.
were the only thing that ever gave me brain freeze, and boy, they kill you. Oh shit! I took about a medium-sized one, and I just sucked that bugger right down. And I turned around to say something to my girlfriend, and I went, boom! Ah. I thought I was dying. I thought I was freaking dying.
The old DQ Mr. Misty.
Yes. Oh shit! I found out. I didn't realize it. That before they decided they would have Misty floats, that all you had to do is ask them, hey, shoot some ice cream in that thing. Yep. They fill the Mr. Misty about halfway up, and then the rest of it with soft serve. They're pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah.
Never had that. No, I was always one. I got long before the Mr. Misty is when, my grandparents or even my mom and dad at one point in time when I was a little kid would take us into a Kresge or a Kmart back in the day, back when you walked through the door, they had all that popcorn going. They had, the Coca-Cola froth, the Coca-Cola Mr. Misty, whatever you call them, slushies.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, that's part of what you did back when You didn't walk into a Kresge or Kmart and smell hot buttered popcorn just like you would at a movie theater, right?
That's it. I mean, there was nothing like going to the store and getting to eat hot buttered popcorn while you're shopping.
Right?
Hey, you can still do that at Rural King.
Yep. Same here too.
What is it called?
Rural King. You guys
Rural?
don't have Rural
It's
King?
a southern thing.
Must be a southern thing like he
Well,
It is, yeah.
RURAL King.
rural. Yeah, like the country. Yes, rural.
Really?
Out in the country, big-headed some bitch thinks he's the boss.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah,
we
you
don't have,
walk in, you've got your popcorn, and you just walk to the store looking at everything under God's creation. And
we don't have
we
Piggly Wigglies here either.
We talked about things that used to happen in grocery stores years ago that don't happen anymore. And I really miss the ashtrays. I really miss the ashtrays. There was nothing like being able to smoke in the grocery store. And you could not, there was no such thing as beef in a plastic tray with cellophane on it. No, it came in a white butcher paper or in a cardboard box wrapped in white butcher paper. There was no such thing as styrofoam with cellophane around it. And now try to find a store that still uses butcher paper. We had one here in Ashland, and nobody was interested in buying that store. The old guy had to retire. Fuck, he's like 98 years old. He finally had to give up the store, and we're all just like, no, it's the only real meat market we even know of anymore, where you go in there and they bring the halves of beef in there, and you can watch them prepping the meat in the back, and they're doing all the butchering. It's all fresh cut, and yeah, it's a shame. You write what it is and the price with a ink pen or with a wax pen, the old black wax pencils. Yeah.
and wrap it up with twine.
Tie it with twine, or else you had the big tape dispensers with you had to fill with water and you pull it out.
Yep.
Throw the piece of tape on it. Yeah. I worked a meat counter back when it was that way, and I couldn't believe it when they started putting that shit in styrofoam and wrapping it in clear plastic, saying fresh beef. No, it looked a lot fresher in that meat counter.
Yep.
And then you look at the meat counter, he can take it out, put it on a nice sheet of paper, and hold it out for you to check out. Yeah, that's the steak I want. That's the one I want. Yeah. Not anymore. Don't do it that way. Hey, great to see you.
They still got a meat market north of town here that they actually moved it about a quarter of a mile to a new place, but you can still go in there. They still carve up their own stuff. Now, most of their stuff they've already got carved up and it's sitting out there on display. And you're like, give me but they still take it on the paper. They got the big thing. They rip out the paper. They put the steak in there. Now I think if I recall, I don't think they're using the wax pencil there anymore. I could be wrong. It's probably been 2 years since I've been there and got a good steak. But
there's a butcher's near me in the town itself. You have to put a white coat on, gloves on, an hairnet and a mask, and he'll take you up the back and say, which bit of meat do you want from the pig, whatever he's got half of. And you can choose which one. I say, I'll have it from that one, and he'll do it in front of you, carving it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Old style, true butcher shops.
Blood all up him, and
and that's the thing is, there's a big difference between a grocery store that sells meat and a butcher shop.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between them.
But they're shutting it up soon, so that's that one. The only one we've got left, and they're shutting it up.
Yeah, like with Mike.
Because the supermarkets can sell it cheaper.
We actually, the last time before my parents moved out of Kentucky, we would go to a meat man in Indiana. And
Like-
we went in half on a cow. So we ended up with a quarter of a cow, and my parents got a quarter of a cow, and we went and picked it up, and he cut it and still had it wrapped in the same kind of paper. And he asked if we wanted the organs and that, and we were at first I was like no, and then I called my mom and dad. They're like, yeah, get it, because we'll put it and give it to the dogs. The only thing, you know what I'm about to say, Michael, the only thing that was not wrapped up in the paper was the cow's tongue, and it was vacuum sealed.
Really?
And a cow's tongue is not just the tongue part, but back in.
Yeah.
So it looks like you have taken a male anatomy apart,
Yeah. 'Cause there's a big chunk
the
of
whole package, and vacuum sealed it. And I got that and looked at Michael and I said,
Not that
No.
part. We didn't want that part. Yeah. I tell you what, my granddad used to smoke the cow tongue, and oh my God, was that good. God, that was awesome. But otherwise, I can't eat cow tongue unless it's been smoked, a good cold smoking cured. My ex-wife, she was one. She'd get these wild frickin' recipes and thought she was a chef, and she made this lemon something or other cow tongue. I told her, I said, Jesus Christ, that dead cow could even taste that. I said, the minute whatever that sauce is you put on that tongue, that cow was flipping in his grave. I said, that is the nastiest shit I ever ate. And ever since then, I have not been able to stomach cow tongue unless it's just smoked. But yeah, I found out in South Chicago, I was hauling a semi-load of pinto beans into Hispanic Chicago. And here's this little Hispanic grocery store, and they're getting a full semi-load of pinto beans. Well, they go through a lot, I guess. And I had to park a full block away from the store, and all these Hispanics showed up. I don't know these people from Adam, and they said, we're with the store. We're here to carry the beans. And I said, not until I talked to store owner. I went down and talked to store owner, and yep. Oh, they're all friends and cousins and na. And I said, okay, so we're pitching them pinto beans out of the truck as fast as we can. And all these Hispanics are running with these bags of pinto beans a full block down to that store. I thought, boy, they're busy little buggers, I got in their store to get him to sign off on the bill of lading. And I looked at their meat counter, their big ass meat counter. That freaked me right the hell out. Everything's in that meat counter. The only thing that ain't in there is the hide and the horns. Otherwise, that whole cow's in there. Every single piece of it. And even the hoofs. They scrub the hoofs, they clean them up, and they're cut off just above right at the ankle, and there they are, all these hoofs in there. And I go, who the hell's going to eat that hoof? Who's eating them hoofs? What do you mean you never had stew made with that? And then I go, you people are freaking nuts. I said, they make glue out of them hoofs, for crying out loud. Oh, no, but they make good soup, You're nuts. You're crazy. They had every part of the cow. The eyeballs, great big old tray full of cow eyeballs, another tray full of sheep eyeballs, another one full of pig eyeballs. And it's like, what do you do with those?
Ew.
You eat them. No, don't do that. No. Hey, I tell you what.
Are they
You
like
send us all the good. You send us all of this other part of the cow. You can keep all those parts.
Well, if someone will pay money for it, then they'll sell it.
I wonder if those eyeballs pop like those little cherry tomatoes do.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I've heard.
I don't know how anybody can eat an eyeball with that black nasty fluid in them. I had so much fun in high school in biology. Oh, I got in so much trouble. I stole about a dozen pig eyes or sheep eyes. They were sheep eyes. I take that back. They were sheep eyes. I stole about a dozen of them. God, I had fun on the bus for a few days. I'd throw them around in the bus, you know. Oh, there's an eye in your face. Ah. Hey, look at this. Boom. But they'd splat if you hit a window with it or something. They'd bust open and all that black fluid in them and run. It was nasty, nasty. And then when you're dissecting them, you can't push too hard because they'll squirt right at you. Yeah. Yeah. God, those were the days in high school. We all got a baby pig. And we had to dissect that whole baby pig. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We had people in our class that did that for anatomy, and they were cussing up a storm. They hated that.
Oh, man, that was a highlight. We went all the way through junior high just waiting to be able to cut up a baby pig. And sharks, we got to dissect sharks.
Wow.
That little shark that are only about 1.5 feet long. And
Baby shark, dude.
And God, we would get in so much trouble for taking animal parts on the buses with us. For some reason, they didn't like us doing that. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I had a pig's tail in his asshole, and I wrapped him up in wax paper and stuck him in my pocket, took him on the bus. And I yelled at this kid, hey, and he turned around and looked, and I go, asshole. Smack right. It hit him in the forehead, and the tail was hanging down on his nose. And you could see that little pig asshole right on his forehead.
Oh.
And he was, he was a tough kid. He was on the football team, and you should have heard him. Just like a little girl. I was laughing so hard. Yeah, pig ass on his face.
Audrey.
Well, if you had a random asshole just smack you in the head, wouldn't you be screaming too?
Not me. I'd go over there and kick his ass. You throw some asshole in my face, you're gonna get a once for it, that's for sure. I'm not gonna sit there and scream and whine like a little baby. Come on. It's just all it is a pig part. I mean, yeah, dissecting a skunk. Yeah, I've skinned skunks. Yeah, I did.
My best friend and I got to dissect frogs in our biology class.
Yeah, we did.
And of course, I got the pregnant frog. I'm sitting there cutting it open, looking at the diagram. I'm like, excuse me. There's some other stuff in here. It's not on this. He's like, well, what do you think it is, bro? Frog egg?
Hey, Grace Martin. Hi. Yeah.
Pollywogs.
Hey, Grace.
Our school, I do have to say, they built us a brand new high school, and they went way overboard on it. And the science and biology area was amazing. And our biology class, our professor, he had 4 real human skeletons in his classroom. Finally, they put those human skeletons in glass cases and bought 2 plastic ones for us to touch. Because us guys, we kept stealing those characters and all of them around the school, put them in different people's, stick them in the girls' bathroom on the upstairs floor.
We used to stick them in lockers as well, people's lockers, if we left them open.
Yeah. We put one in the principal's office sitting in his chair. Yeah. because he looked like one. He looked like a skeleton. So we put one in.
What is the theory? Oh, good.
Okay, I'm old and infirmed. So we're going to test the theory here on a young whippersnapper.
What?
All in one. All in one.
Okay. Hold them like that together.
Okay.
See if you can put them all in your mouth all at once.
Without
crunching
holding
it.
them together. Yep.
Phil's a snake.
She's pretty close to Phil though.
There must be chili. There must be chili mouths.
That's chili mouth. That's what it is.
Phil's part snake.
More flexible or something.
It really wasn't that hard, but yeah.
All the eats is what they've had over the years. It's stretched the mouths open.
Oh yeah, metal music.
The more reapers you eat, the wider it goes. Sounds like a bad Doctor Who episode or something.
I noticed in my picture for my thumbnail today, my tongue was crooked. Apparently, when I stick it out, I don't stick it out straight.
Right.
I stick it out to the side somehow. I don't know. I was noticing that after I posted it. I'm thinking, it's not very straight.
It's got a bend in the middle.
Something.
A little too much information.
It's off to the right.
I said no one take it out of context.
Yeah. Please no. Please no. Oh Lordy. Oh Lordy.
Oh Lord, won't you buy me?
Yeah, we keep people right around 20 people in here. I'll stay up for another half hour, guys.
Yeah, I got to get to bed at 11:30. So some of us got to work.
Well, that'll work. That'll work for us.
25 minutes from now. Yep.
Yeah. We'll make sure to get out of here so you can go night.
You can go as long as you want. Just like last night.
No.
I just gotta,
I gotta go too.
Yeah. Because again, it's not like I get out of here and I can go lay down and go right to sleep. I still got another half hour that I'm up before I actually go to bed. So
yeah, that's going to be my issue too. Is if I shut down in a half hour, it'll be another hour and a half at least before I can even think of heading for the rack.
And it wasn't bad like when I was off, I get up 9, 10 o'clock or whatever, no big deal, right? But not now. Not now. That old alarm is set for 7:15 in the morning, which even 7:15 is not bad.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to be there now until 9 instead of 8:30. We don't have to be there until 9. So, and even being there at 9, it's like, if you showed up a little after 9, it's not a big deal because there ain't nobody freaking waiting for you.
Yeah, it's not like they're trying to break.
Doors are freaking open.
Yeah, they're all lined up outside like it's Black Friday waiting for me.
Those phone calls are going to be made whether it's at 9 or 9:15. They're going to be made. So,
thanks, Chowser. I got them right here in my hand.
I was going to remind them closer to 11:30 too.
Yeah, well, 11 o'clock is when I'm supposed to take them. So if I take them within an hour before or hour after,
yep.
but no, Phil, I can remember the one tribe I worked for, I got hired for crisis management. Hi, Teresa. Hey, sweetie, big hugs.
Hi, Teresa.
But for that tribe, because it was crisis management, they had literally fired. First of all, they impeached the tribal treasurer. Then they fired all 21 accounting employees of the tribe because they all collectively conspired and stole $1.5 million from the tribe. I was already working for the tribe in a different division, different department totally. And they came to me and said, "Guess what? You're getting promoted." I said, "What do you mean I'm getting promoted? I like my job. I don't want to go nowhere." And they said, "No, you're now the chief financial officer for the tribe." I said, "A white guy's the chief?" I said, "That's a fucking first." I said, that don't work. How long do you think I'm going to last calling myself chief? They said, don't get funny with us. We got this embezzlement thing, and it's got to be fixed, and we're going to have you do it. I said, "Oh, Jesus." So I had to hire all these new people and shit. And for 6 years, my ex-wife hated it because she got hired into that division. Even though I couldn't directly supervise her, she was directly under my right-hand person, the senior accountant. so yeah, I kind of was able to tell her what to do through that position. But
Great.
she hated it. She hated it. I told her, "Don't take the job unless you're willing to keep my hours, or you're going to have to drive yourself back and forth to work." "Oh, well, I don't want to have to drive to work every day. I would rather ride." And I said, "Okay, I keep my hours." Oh, she hated it. She hated it. It was get up at 5 a.m, and we were at the office 25 miles away. We were at the office by 6 o'clock. You had a half hour to get your ass ready and get in the car because we're out of here. 5 o'clock in the morning, and we never got home before 7 at night. For 6 years, 6 days a week. I actually did 7. She did 6 days a week for about 3 years, and then I changed. I wanted better performance out of my employees, so I put them on 4-day rotations, and they work 12 hours a day. So they actually like that because they got 48 hours of.
A bit like what I do. I do 4 on 4 off.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, Will.
Yeah, I had it set up. They loved it because half of my division worked Monday through Thursday, and the other half of the division worked Tuesday through Friday. And then every 3 months, that would rotate. Each division would change their days to the Monday to Thursday and Tuesday to Friday. And they liked it because they'd get they always had a 3-day weekend, and one of those 3 days was an actual business day, so they could get all their business affairs done on a weekday, plus they had their weekend, and plus they were getting paid for 48 hours a week. So, but my ex didn't like it when she had to keep my hours. When we went to that rotation, it worked because we'd get there at 6 a.m, and then she'd leave it. She'd be off the clock 6 p.m. And yeah, and then I was ready to go home by 6:30, 6:45. So, but yeah, it's weird when you got rotations like that and that many hours. You get so used to it. Then when I went to a normal 8 to 5 day, oh God, was that hard to do. I'm waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't even have to be up until 7. I don't have to work till 8. So I'm getting up 2 hours early every stinking day. I couldn't change that routine for nothing. Couldn't get my ass to bed before 11, 12 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Well, if I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, my ass would be to bed a lot sooner than 11 o'clock. Although there for a while this summer when I was trying to get my hours, man, I was up until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was going to work with 3 or 4 hours of sleep. That wasn't good.
No.
For days on end.
No. That landed me in the hospital with a heart condition, and all kinds of other issues. Yeah, that stress and lack of sleep will kill you. It will kill you.
Yeah, stress is a big causer of heart problems.
Oh yeah. I mean, stress. There's an awful lot of illnesses that are amplified because of stress.
Stress.
Yeah, that's people go, oh well, yeah, you're stressed out. You just need to calm down a little, and they don't realize that that stress can screw your body up so bad. Wow, stress will kill you. That's why I tell people what my doctor told me. She said, from now on, Sty, every morning, the first pill you take, you got to take all the rest of them, but the very first one you take is that really big one that says, I don't give a shit on it. She says, you take your I don't give a shit pill every morning, and she says, you'll do just fine. And she's right. You got to say, I'm not going to let that shit stress me out. I'm not going to give a shit about that crap. Don't let it kill you. 2 hours earlier than the prior day. Yeah, running water with his running, driving over the road. Yeah. What hours do you work? 24 of them. Yeah. I used to hate that when I drove over the road because I had a spell there where I would dream when I'd finally get in the bunk and fall asleep. I'd dream about frickin' driving. Oh, drove me nuts. I'm tired, and all this is making me go crazy. Yeah, Teresa, I think about you quite often. I think, oh my God, she's got to go through all that stress there. What are you pointing at, Phil?
When you see Dojo come through that window, zoom into his screen. When he walks in the room where it's just on him. That's when he goes through that door where he comes.
There he comes.
Should I put him up now?
Might as well. Yeah, he's coming.
There he is.
Look, it's a drive-by Dojo.
Yeah, we can see in the window when you come in from outside.
No, but yeah.
So I told Sty, I said, as soon as you see him by that window, I said, put him up.
Yep. We're watching that window. There he is. Yeah, the second time that I had to say, "Oh, I'll be right back," it sounded like World War III out in the hallway here. So I had to run and see what the hell was going on. And yeah, there's 3 clowns out there, and they're pounding on one of the apartment doors. And I yelled at them. I said, "Shut it up out here." And they go, "Oh, we're here to see so-and-so." I said, "You're not even supposed to be in the goddamn building. There's signs all over the fucking doors that say no one's allowed in here except the residents and health care service people. You aren't allowed in here. Get the fuck out of the building." "Well, we're here to see so-and-so." And I said, "And secondly, that fucker don't live on this floor. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here." Oh. And they're heading for the elevator. I said, "I think you should take the fucking stairs." What? I said, "Them elevators aren't working right. You got to take the goddamn stairs." "We took the elevator up." I said, "You're lucky you didn't die. Take the goddamn stairs." And they stood there by my door, and they went through the fire exit. They went all the way down those 4 stories of stairs. Poor dumb bastards.
You crotchety old man.
While I'm having a stream, Phil, for you.
Stay out in the hall. Get the hell off my hall.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't have no grass to yell at you to get off of.
Yeah, I can't say, get off my grass. Jesus Christ, I don't like that. Stomping all over my grass.
Get off my breezeway.
I've only done that once with somebody who was tweaked out.
Oh, Alexander, I'm sorry, man. Not tonight, pal. We were just talking earlier, both Phil and I. He's got an early day tomorrow, and I got an early day. I got to shake it out real early tomorrow. It's just, yeah, man, I'm sorry. It just can't tonight. It's too late to get into a conversation after this stream tonight. I got a lot of shutdown stuff I got to do. And then, yeah, I haven't eaten yet, and I got to get some sleep. I got to shake it out real bit. What?
Hey, Smoking Joe.
Son. Going to be stuck in California for a couple days. Burned through my 70-hour log the last 5.5 days. What a place to get stuck. Hey, Smoking Joe. Good to see ya.
I think Running Water needs your wampum stick.
Wampum stick.
Wampum stick, yeah.
Yeah. About to go back to work, Teresa.
Hey, there's Killdeer. What's up, Killdeer?
Back at you, girl. It was great seeing you here tonight. Hope the rest of your shift goes okay.
You need a dancing Sasquatch. Killdeer's here.
You could send me that gift, and I could put it in my collection.
Hang on, I can get out there. in honor of Killdeer.
Yeah, one of these times, Alexander, it's going to work out. Yeah, I noticed you were saying how busy you've been, and yeah, we'll get together, come hell or high water somehow. For that, if you sent me that Killdeer gift, I would pop that up once in a while. The closest thing I got to him is that bugger, But that's Killdeer's second cousin.
Bad thing is it's raining. Get a little length cut off. I could puff out like a afro.
It's my mom's afro.
You don't have to try to do that now, Phil. By the way,
I know.
Yeah.
I forget stuff if I don't do something, but that's okay.
I do that too. Is I'll get it started, and if I don't finish it, I'll forget it. I know damn well I will.
But we'll leave it be.
Business radio dojo batteries last about 8 hours. Yeah. I got to get me a new set of walkies for out in the woods. People say, well, what good does a set of walkie-talkies do? You always camp solo. I said I'd leave one in the trailer and take one with me. I said, because then if something happens, I'm out there, someone will come around the campsite and they'll hear me in the trailer going, I'm way the fuck out in the woods. Help. It's not me. I'm out in the woods, man. Help. Yeah. Proof of concept. Turpentine still. Got a bunch of pines here. Not the type they usually steal turpentine from, but we will see. Cool. Nice project. Yeah, I was thinking of going ham radio in my truck. I was thinking of getting a ham radio license, getting a good quality radio in my truck.
I got my license about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I haven't used it in 2 years.
Oh, really?
I don't bother with it anymore.
I got a acquaintance that lives. He's actually from Illinois, but he spends his summers up here. He works up here in the summers, and he goes out to some of the areas I go, way out in the Barrens, and you could break down out there, and somebody, if you needed somebody, it could be a week before somebody come across you out there. But he's on that damn ham radio. He's talking to people all around. And it's nice because he's talking to all the communities that surround the Barrens. And they all got, police, and they got search and rescue teams in those cities, so he can reach them. And he's got buddies that are on all the time. So he keeps telling me, "You got to get a ham radio. You got to go that way." Yeah, Phil sprinkling a damn bag.
No, that wasn't me. I said mute. It wasn't me.
No, we're gonna blame you anyway. Ann's not here, so it's your fault.
Bean is still trying to do that with Doritos. I think you've started a new challenge here.
They have a ham licensed here that doesn't require Morse code now. Oh yeah, ham radioers.
I started off at CB radios, then I got my license from the about years after that.
Oh, I gave up on the CBs years ago because I got sick and tired of all the BS traffic on them. It's over here in the U.S. It got so bad that you just didn't want to use a CB at all. And
It was good over here until the younger generation got over to the wind of them, then it just got silly.
Yeah.
Well, now I can remember back in the 80s that there were certain channels that, truckers are like, you don't be on this channel, or this channel, because those are for truckers. Anything else was good to go, but these three channels, you say the
yeah. It used to be what 19 was your call out channel, wasn't it?
19 was considered open band for truckers.
Yeah. Channel 9 over here was your emergency channel.
Is your what?
Channel 9 over here was your emergency channel.
Yeah, over here
on that one.
Over here it's emergency only.
Yeah.
And typically monitored by the state patrol officers, Some county officers would monitor it. Otherwise, for us, 19 and 9 were basically reserved channels. Yeah. All the other channels were just kind of wherever it goes. Yeah.
And the lorry drivers over here used to sit on 20, 23 over here.
But that was their YouTube back in the day, because again, I can remember people across the street. They had one room, like I got this room, but a little bit smaller, set up with all this radio stuff and whatnot in the room. I mean, an entire wall full of radio and knobs and this and that.
Yeah.
They could get freaking Tokyo, and you hear people freaking speaking gibberish. So
we always had
those fucking sidebanders, weren't they?
Yeah, we always had shortwave radio in the house. I always had my grandpa, he'd tuning in overseas all the time, and we'd go sit down at his cottage, listen to that shortwave radio, and listen to folks over in Europe yakking away, and then get some of the South Pacific on there, and he could understand some of that shit. We're just like, what are we listening to this for?
In my drawer, I've got loads of them DHL cards. If you spoke to someone far away, they used to send you a card with like their address on and where they're from. And
wow, yeah. Oh, Smoking Joe, thank you. It's so late in the evening. Yeah, that is so sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you. The yeah, we're getting at the point where Phil's got to go to bed.
Yep.
Baby got to be tucked in.
Hey.
And his blankie.
Thanks, Smoking Joe. Thanks so much. The Yep.
Phil, you got a bottle of hot sauce for the night?
No.
Well, why not?
He's got a little tit on him, so we can.
Because I want to be able to go to sleep. I don't want to put anything in my stomach this time of night.
Yeah, I'm saying the baby's got to be tucked in, and then you say, "Do you have a bottle of hot sauce for tonight?" And I just got this wicked vision of Phil in a big man diaper with a big baby bottle full of hot sauce. And he's wearing a bonnet, he's wearing a baby bonnet, and he's laying on his back with that big baba. Yeah. There's Phil going to bed.
And don't forget his suckling blanket.
He's got to have a banky. Yep, there you go. Yeah, big baby. And
then he's got to have his teddy bear, but he's taking Sty, so he's got his Sty with him.
Yeah, instead of a teddy bear, he's got Sty 2.0. Yeah. Yeah. And he got a big pacifier that's made out of a toe of Satan, big pacifier that's a toe of Satan. And, yeah.
Your nose is cold.
Y'all just remember, you can't unsee things that he shows you.
That's it. That's it. See, there you go. If I envision it and mention it, then I actually see it.
It's going to happen now.
It's going to happen. There. He is. He's doing her.
This is going to be interesting. We went from a mankini to a diaper.
Hey, Tim. Hi.
What's up, Tim? Sty, you guys can stay. I'm going to head out.
All right, buddy.
I want to thank you for having me up here. Dojo, Cindy.
Thanks so much for being here.
Everybody in the chat, guys, have a great night. We will see you probably tomorrow night.
Good night.
Love you guys. Keep it spicy.
Cool. Keep it spicy.
See you soon. Keep it spicy. Yep. Crazy Phil. I wouldn't know what to do without him. Yeah.
Life would be a whole lot more boring.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught using ham without a license. We had 2 people up here in northern Wisconsin got caught a couple of years ago. Holy shit, they confiscated all their gear and they ended up with huge fines. And yeah, it was not a good thing. I'd have a normal stream without them. That would, I don't want to do that.
I don't think that's possible.
If that would be a normal stream, oh my gosh. Yeah, if I don't have Phil or Ann up here, I got to work harder. I got to work a little harder, Those 2 really help it move along. Hey, Mr. Fulton, good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey, Mr. Fulton.
Yeah, I figure what the heck. I can let this go a little longer and still survive the night. Yeah, last night's went over 4 hours, which surprised me because I usually try to keep that one, the Saturday night one, a little shorter, but didn't work last night. I just couldn't shut it down. There was too many people in the house. Yeah. Hey, I hope everything's going well for you, Tim. We'll Wheel Life. That's a great channel, guys. I tell you what, he's awesome. He's awesome. Get to know him.
He sure is.
Have monitor. There's a beautiful thunderstorm outside, and listening to this is just so relaxing. Cool, cool, Killer Creations. I love thunderstorms. I just love them.
It's the
Especially
spare
when I'm going
raining.
to bed. I can lay there in bed and just listen to that thunder and see the flash of the lightning, and it just, yeah, love it. Good, good.
I'd love to enjoy it, but I have a white furry beast that won't let me enjoy thunderstorms.
Yeah, good. Yeah, yeah. When you got one of the family members, in a sense, that don't like that thunder. Oh boy, yeah. Now you got to babysit through the storm. Yeah. Hey, Wheel Life, that's awesome. You got to take a back road drive today. Awesome. Yeah, storms are so relaxing and a good time to cuddle all day in bed. I love it when I'm out camping. I got this beautiful screen house. If you look at last year's camping videos, you'll see me. I sat out in that screen house through a few storms. I love it because I can put the side panels up, stays bone dry in there, and the front door is nice and open. I can sit there and watch it storm like hell outside. And that screen house, the way it fastens to the ground, holy shit. I think it would rip the sod up. It'd take the site with it if it ever blew off the ground. So I can sit in that bugger until it starts tearing up. Then I'll find cover. But I love it. I love sitting out there watching a storm blow through. Happy Kipper Day tomorrow. I got a couple cans of Kippers left in my cupboard. Has a flash point of yeah, you be damn careful there, Alexander. You be damn careful. Anytime you're dealing with gasification of anything that's got a low flash point, yeah, you want to be damn careful. I made a gasifier hoping to run a little gas. It was a little 5-horse motor off of it, and we got it to run, but it just wouldn't peak up in power. We just couldn't get enough gasification to get it to run at peak because I wanted it to run a generator, but I was just glad that the damn thing kept running off of the gasification. We're pulling the gases off of wood fuel, and camping during storms is even better. Absolutely, absolutely. I know a lot of people. I've been to campgrounds where people go, "Oh, now it's starting to storm," and 90% of the campground disappears. They all go home. We're not sitting this crap out. I'm sitting there going, "Hey, this is a great camping trip. This is awesome. Look at this storm. Holy God, it's hailing. Oh, look at there. A couple trees went down. Wow, cool." And then I sleep like a baby in my trailer because it just echoes inside that trailer, the thunder. Oh God, I slept so good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just itching to get out. I just got to get out there. Yeah, see, Chowser, I don't mind being out in the rain. I got the rain gear. I've gone hiking, and it's just constant, steady rain, just steady rain. Yeah, I go hiking in it. What the heck? I got rain gear and waterproof footwear, and off I go. And I try not to let rain ever spoil my trip.
Anyway, I'm gonna come up here. I need to open up some gates.
Go open up some gates.
Getting near that time.
Good.
People start coming in soon.
Yeah, you got to make sure they can get in, right?
Yeah.
Yet, if they can't get in, you can't go home.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, and they will catch you at the gate. You little shit, not letting us in.
Especially the back gates.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Thanks for having me up.
Thank you for being here, buddy.
See you all
It's
soon.
great. It's
Good
been
night,
great. Love having you around, man.
It's all right. It's my pleasure.
Have a good evening, Dojo.
You too.
Take good care of yourself.
It's spicy.
Keep it spicy. Yeah. A 3x3 tarp, huh? Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, folks. I think we'll wrap it up. We're close enough to the 4-hour mark, and I am feeling so damn hungry. I gotta get in there and find something to eat.
And I gotta get all my stuff together and pack up to go back in the house.
Hey, thanks, gals, for coming up. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
Well, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Everybody out there in the chat and those just listening. Hey, it was awesome to have you all here. It's been a great night, as always. And I won't see you again until Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 3 days, so I'll see you all Thursday night, and that's around the campfire.
Good night.
We always have fun there, so try not to miss it. And we'll see you all Thursday. Bye-bye.
All right.